really care if I got your respect. I just slaughter, don't be bothered. Watch where you step, it might be hot water. You oughta pay me now, cause right now it's about to go down. You gotta get paid, more cash about in this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now, ain't that funny? You gotta get paid, more cash about in this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now, ain't that funny? Jack, he's a psychomaniac, that's right, it's defo sight. It don't matter who's wrong or right, I just might catch you slipping. Getting paid is my intuition and my ambition. It's the city of the siege, more death, more cheese. Gotta get the paper, be Jamaica, and these boss I'm the undertaker. And ain't no shortage, I can't be laid off. In fact, rest in chaos. You gotta get paid, more cash about in this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now, ain't that funny? You gotta get paid, more cash about in this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now, ain't that funny? Look around, tell me what do you see? A lunatic now, get like me. It's a rap by the count of 3, and it's all being filmed on Shock TV. Yeah, it's me, I'ma do my best to rip to your chest, mangle your flesh, dangle your neck, fatten my check. I don't really care if I got your respect. I just slaughter, don't be bothered. Watch where you step, it might be hot water. You oughta pay me now, cause right now it's about to go down. You gotta get paid, more cash about in this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now, ain't that funny? You gotta get paid, more cash about in this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now, ain't that funny? Jack, he's a psychomaniac, that's right, it's defo sight. It don't matter who's wrong or right, I just might catch you slipping. Getting paid is my intuition and my ambition. It's the city of the siege, more death, more cheese. Gotta get the paper, be Jamaica, and these boss I'm the undertaker. And ain't no shortage, I can't be laid off. In fact, rest in chaos. You gotta get paid, more cash about in this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now, ain't that funny? You gotta get paid, more cash about in this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now, ain't that funny? Look around, tell me what do you see? A lunatic now, get like me. It's a rap by the count of 3, and it's all being filmed on Shock TV. Yeah, it's me, I'ma do my best to rip to your chest, mangle your flesh, dangle your neck, fatten my check. I don't really care if I got your respect. I just slaughter, don't be bothered. Watch where you step, it might be hot water. You oughta pay me now, cause right now it's about to go down. You gotta get paid, more cash about in this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now, ain't that funny? You gotta get paid, more cash about in this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now, ain't that funny?
With a squad, so the movement back, maybe the music back. And you got a courtside seat to get it straight from the source. Now how cool is that? So you can hate them, but the truth is that you fucking with the best, and we coming with the new shit, black. Yeah, I need to know how y'all feeling. I need to know if y'all willing. So raise it up to the ceiling and get it going. We gotta get it up.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Yeah. Y'all ready to ride? Y'all ready to fly? Y'all ready to live? Y'all ready to come on? Yeah.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Y'all ready to move? Y'all ready to fool? Y'all ready to win? If y'all ready to lose?
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Yeah, the mission is to kill a man. For the love, respect, and the dividends. For the squad, the game man, the Benjamins. For the solo art and to get it in. Believe I gotta get it in. That's why I'm out on the push with no limit, man. That's why I'm out on the move with no gimmick, man. That's why I'm down to stop, can't quit it, man. I'm strung out on this shit, I can't kick it, man. I mean, for real, dog, I can't quit, man.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Y'all ready to ride? Y'all ready to fly? Y'all ready to live? Y'all ready to come on? Yeah.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
y'all ready to move, if y'all ready to fool, if y'all ready to win, if y'all ready to lose.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
The dude's back live to kill it with a squad, so the movement back, maybe the music back. And you got a courtside seat to get it straight from the source. Now how cool is that? So you can hate it, but the truth is that you fucking with the best, and we coming with the new shit black. Yeah, I need to know how y'all feeling. I need to know if y'all willing. So raise it up to the ceiling and get it going. We gotta get it up.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Yeah. Y'all ready to ride? Y'all ready to fly? Y'all ready to live? Y'all ready to come on? Yeah.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Y'all ready to move? If y'all ready to fool? If y'all ready to win? If y'all ready to lose?
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Yeah, the mission is to kill a man. For the love, respect, and the dividends. For the squad, the game, and the Benjamins. For the solo art, and to get it in. Believe I gotta get it in. That's why I'm out on the push with no limit, man. That's why I'm out on the move with no gimmick, man. That's why I'm down to stop, I can't quit it, man. I'm strung out on this shit, I can't kick it, man. I mean, for real, dog, I can't quit, man.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Y'all ready to ride? Y'all ready to fly? Y'all ready to live? Y'all ready to come on? Yeah.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Y'all ready to move? If y'all ready to fool? If y'all ready to win? If y'all ready to lose?
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
The dude's back live to kill it with a squad, so the movement back, maybe the music back. And you got a courtside seat to get it straight from the source. Now how cool is that? So you can hate them, but the truth is that you fucking with the best, and we coming with the new shit black. Yeah, I need to know how y'all feeling. I need to know if y'all willing. So raise it up to the ceiling and get it going. We gotta get it up.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Y'all ready to ride? Y'all ready to fly? Y'all ready to live? Y'all ready to come on? Yeah.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Y'all ready to move? If y'all ready to fool? If y'all ready to win? If y'all ready to lose?
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Yeah, the mission is to kill a man. For the love, respect, and the dividends. For the squad, the game, and the Benjamins. For the solo art, and to get it in. Believe I gotta get it in. That's why I'm out on the push with no limit, man. That's why I'm out on the move with no gimmick, man. That's why I'm down to stop, I can't quit it, man. I'm strung out on this shit, I can't kick it, man. I mean, for real, dog, I can't quit, man.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Y'all ready to ride? Y'all ready to fly? Y'all ready to live? Y'all ready to come on? Yeah.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Y'all ready to move? If y'all ready to fool? If y'all ready to win? If y'all ready to lose?
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
The dude's back live to kill it with a squad, so the movement back, maybe the music back. And you got a courtside seat to get it straight from the source. Now how cool is that? So you can hate them, but the truth is that you fucking with.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the 55th episode of the ScurvyRum Show. We are living in Idiocracy. Alrighty, just gonna take a few minutes here. Let's see who's in the chat. Forno Raisin and Night Llama, how are you guys doing? And Cyber Toxin, how's it going? With the comment, extra big ass live stream. Yep, I know this stream is probably gonna be. It's gonna be longer than the Mr. Beast ones, that's for sure. Kind of getting back into the normal routine here. But yeah, let's see. I am going to just post links. Let's see, I just actually gotta get the link of the stream first. And then, probably gonna get started, probably like right away after I'm done posting the link to different Discord places. And then, let's see, channel shows. Oh, wait. Yeah, YouTube's thumbnail thingy is being fucking weird again. But honestly, you know, Chris Tyson kind of is a little accurate for, you know, Idiocracy, because he's a fucking moron. Hey, Chefo. Okay, let's see. And I'm gonna beat you to it, Shinobi, to posting the link in your Discord channel. Satanar, how's it going? We're already at 6 viewers. Holy shit. Alrighty. Without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Just gotta wait for this on my end. Tonight on the ScurvyRum Show, we are living in Idiocracy. That's gonna be the main headline. We are living in Idiocracy. Our first video of the night, Degenerate Content Has Reached Its Peak by Tunde. He's a guy we've seen before on the show. I liked his video about, I think it was about female rappers. Why America Keeps Making Stupid People Famous by Alex Hexagon. Gonna be watching a part of that because it's a long video. Our next video, Idiocracy Tried to Warn You by Moon. And then, for our regular cancellation, the Paris Olympics, because I want to put my hat in that ring too. And, for our Sucker Punch segment, Sydney Watson. This is going to be fun. U11 Uprising, long live the beast that's not listening. Should Mr. Beast be arrested? I'll let the law take care of that one. My opinion is, yeah, if he's being a fucking dickhead about, especially with the way he's treating, like people on his Amazon show. Good lord, the conditions of that are not pleasant. Alrighty, let's get started with our first video of the night. We're not going to be a proper opening segment because I have a feeling we're going to be here for a while. Degenerate Content Has Reached Its Peak by Tunde. Let's get started.
I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's been an influx of crazy white women all over social media lately.
Crazy white women. I like how this video starts off already. Crazy white women. You know it's gonna be a good video. You know this is gonna be a good video if a guy is ripping on the absolute fucking state of Western white women.
These white women usually go on planes and they have a public, very public freak out. We had that lady who believed that she saw a demigod on a plane, like an alien with 10 fingers sitting in her cockpit. She believed that it was an alien that, you know, that maybe escaped Uranus or something and kind of came to Earth to kind of pay us a visit. She believes that aliens, you know, they came with their UFO, and there's probably horse people that live amongst us on Earth, and that we are not alone. And honestly, granted, I've seen pictures of, what is it, Bigfoot, pictures of, you know, creatures very, very unearthly.
He's referring to the lady that was like on, you know, on the plane saying he shouldn't be here, and everybody just kind of went crazy. And also a lot of guys were being very, very horny when they didn't really have when they really shouldn't have been. That's just my opinion.
Earthly creatures like that. Even the Bible talks about it. The Bible talks about a creature named Leviathan, right? I think that's how you say it, Leviathan. And Leviathan is this big creature in the sea, and it's very, very deep in the sea. It has interesting, very detailed scales on its back. It's very mighty. It moves the ocean waters, and this creature actually exists. And that's so it's I wouldn't say she's wrong or maybe right. You know, she could actually be seeing an alien. You know, she might have, you know, the Sharingan eyes, and she might actually be seeing through it. But recently, another
They Live. Excellent movie, by the way.
Influencer has went viral for the same incidents where it's like she's on a plane and she's kind of saying she's richer than everybody on the plane. I mean, it's very, very, very pompous.
Alrighty, let's take a look at this. I don't know what it is with planes in particular that just like causes people to just like freak out. I don't know. That's kind of an observation.
Call me a bitch again. Call me a bitch again. Yeah, I did nothing wrong.
I said shut up.
No, you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up and you're a bitch.
Goodbye.
You shut the... Film me. I'm Instagram famous, you fucking bum.
Like she said.
Oh boy. Holy shit, the ego on that one. Fucking course it's a white woman. Fucking plastic surgery, I bet. Them lips don't look natural. And I can only assume the tatas are fake as well. But holy shit. Like, in today's day and age, chicks really have developed an ego because of social media. They think that they're such hot shit, and it's overwhelming them. They don't know how to handle all the attention and all the fame that they really shouldn't be getting. And so they act out. I mean, we see this with a bunch of idiot influencers all the time. I mean, look at Jack Doherty. Like, even though he's a fucking shithead and a menace to his community, it's like, at the end of the day, he is a kid who is, doesn't really know how to handle the fame that he's got, and so he's acting out and being a menace to his society. And, I think he probably will be arrested down the line for all the shit that he's pulled over these past few months.
She said, you niggas are bums. She said, y'all live under a bridge. She says, y'all hold a cup out for $1. She calling y'all broke. She said, you a bum, and that she's Instagram famous. And when you go on her Instagram, shorty a little bit, she got some motion. I won't lie to you. She looks like them Dubai girls that be flying.
When he said Dubai, I was like, oh, this chick probably did get flown out to Dubai. I don't want to know what unspeakable things she had to do to get some money. But let's take a look at these comments. How many of them are actually okay? That's a woman. That's a woman. Probably a guy. Probably a guy. That's a guy. The fucking simping in the comments already. It's nuclear levels.
On to Dubai and getting duped on, but that's just my opinion. But her, you know, she got the long chin, the skinny neckline. You know, she got the fake titties. She got, you know, it's a whole lot of. You can tell she got the small hips. It's everything in the package. About 1 million followers.
Woman of God, to know Christ himself. That is really fucking arrogant right there. To say to, like, that, you know, in a profile that's full of vanity and, like, lewd pictures, to have that kind of fucking bio, isn't that technically a sin? Isn't that a form of blasphemy? I don't know. I recently started reading the Bible. I'm still on Matthew, but I think there is a quote about like people exactly like this, about, you know, people faking their belief in God in order to just kind of just fulfill, you know, as like a means to an end. Anthony, how's it going?
She says she's a woman of God, that she knows Christ, and that she has a loving relationship with Christ Jesus, and that she goes to church every Sunday and even baptizes herself, that she's donated many tithes and offerings to the church, and she seems to be a devoted Christian. I'm not the one to judge, but I don't think a devoted Christian will be posting a photo like this. It's just my opinion, right? You don't have to take it as yours. And speaking of devotion, it's a thing that's very, very true to the heart. You know, some people are devoted to their crafts. Some people are devoted to money. Some people are devoted to music. Devotion.
Compa says, woman of dog is more like it if you just know. That's a good one, Compa. Holy shit. I wouldn't be surprised if started rubbing peanut butter down there, and the dog had to lick it. Oh.
Is real, and some people are actually devoted to YouTube pranks. And when you look at YouTube pranks, you got to remember the times when pranks was very, very funny. They're still funny today, but pranks back then was hilarious. And when I found out they was fake, some of them were fake, I won't lie, I was disappointed. I never thought that pranks would become something like this.
See you, little couple. You doing?
You good?
What you mean? Fuck around and find out. Fafo. Fuck around, find out. Honestly, this is something else about the modern age of idiocracy that we're living in. You could just be a fucking pest to your society, and you'll actually get rewarded for it. You're not gonna get arrested, even if you do. You'll probably have more than enough money to make bail, and you're gonna be going back right to being a fucking stain on society. Once again, just like look at Neon, look at Jack Doherty. Good examples of that right there. They're not really gonna get punished for anything. They get rewarded for their bullshit.
Prank. It's a prank. What you doing? Watch out.
It's a prank, bro. What you doing? It's just a prank, bro. There's a reason why that phrase is a meme. I've seen clips of women doing that to another woman's man, and the man's woman attacks him. God damn.
Watch out. You tripping. You tripping? We recording. It's a video. It's a video. You tripping? You tripping, bro?
And while we talking about pranks, Soulja Boy's career lately has been much of a prank, right? You can agree this guy hasn't made hits for the longest.
Boy.
And I won't lie, I feel like
Who here remembers the Soulja game consoles? I remember. I fucking remember that. Back in like 2018 when that whole thing was going down. It was also around the time when Smash Ultimate was coming out, and there was a meme associated with that. It's a fucking joke of a console, if I could even call it that. Compass says, I despise prank channels. Go prank your friends, not total strangers. Yeah, I feel the same way. A lot of the prank channels, either, you know, a lot of their shit is staged, and if it's not staged, then they're actual, like, menaces to society.
Like, as us creative people, it is our job to constantly come out here and produce hits on hits on hits. Even me, my hits. I have to produce hits. It's like a creative satisfaction. You know, when you produce hits, you get satisfied, and I get satisfied. And I think Soulja Boy should create more hits, but his business might be with social media drama, because recently, B Simone and Soulja Boy recently got into a weird social media spat with Soulja Boy saying, I got more hair than you! He has more hair on his head than B Simone, even criticizing her name and saying, what is a B Simone?
How a bitch with no hair talking crazy about me? Bitch, I got more hair than you. Who the fuck is you?
It all started when B Simone said.
Also, notice though, like, if you guys, I assume you guys have seen Idiocracy, but it's like, the way that people are speaking these days, like, and I've witnessed this too, like, when I go out to, like, to bars and whatnot, hell, I talk a little bit of the idiot dialect too, just, you know, just so I don't sound pompous and faggy. Where's my fag talk button?
You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
There we go. Anyways, but in general, the way that people are speaking to each other, it's like, you're not really gonna find much success in life if you say, nah, bro, he tripping, damn, brother, and, like, talking like that. There's a reason. I mean, lefties in general are going to be like, that's offensive. Why do people have to speak the quote-unquote white dialect? Leftists will never change. And you don't want to listen to them either. But turns out when you're actually able to speak and enunciate on, if you know how to speak properly and enunciate properly, you're actually gonna get pretty far in life. Even if you do sound pompous and faggy. Are you trying to read that sign? Are you trying to read that sign?
Soulja Boy, you still listen to Soulja Boy? You still listen to Soulja Boy? I never heard nobody in my car come in and say, hey, turn on that Soulja Boy. It's just beyond me.
I don't think anybody is ever saying put on Soulja Boy. I don't know why I said that. I am sleepy weepy.
Pretty much, she compared Soulja Boy to the NyQuil. She said this nigga make her sleep, and that shit was funny as fuck.
You're not busting for real. That's not Two Sigma of you, skibbity. There's a reason why the whole Gen Alpha brain rot, it's like, you know, that's being made fun of. And the way that people are speaking these days, whether it's in real life or online, it's just like the slang doesn't, it just sounds retarded.
I ain't gonna lie, that was good. That was a nice clapback. And Soulja Boy, as y'all might expect, he got mad. He ain't want to hear that.
I have never been nowhere talking to no bitch and they said, let's go to a B Simone comedy show. Let's listen to B Simone tell jokes. Who the fuck is B Simone? You mad because I turned you down? Everybody want to fuck your ugly ass? I'm not the baby. What the fuck? I'm not the baby. You see me at, where we was at? MTV Wildin' Out. You was trying to suck my dick on set.
I ain't gonna lie to you, he got a point. B Simone be on everybody. You feel me? Like, she was on the baby.
Hey, fam, but I can be your boo. Pretty with me, I'ma need like 3 of you.
Oh wait, copyright. This stream's gonna get taken down. Also, I remember, you know, even though I don't mind listening to the more like modern stuff, it's like I really do like old school rap a lot too. And that's probably because a lot of the earlier rappers actually, you know, like Biggie or Tupac, it's like they also actually said the words and enunciated them. So that's also in like kind of a mark of, you know, societal intelligence.
Kids nowadays are getting bold. Like, they getting real bold. Like, they getting bold, bro. They getting real confident. To the point where they want to twerk on social media. They want to post this, that. They want to just look at this. If I saw my daughter twerking, I walked in on my daughter and she's...
If I guess to answer his hypothetical, if I ever saw my daughter starting to twerk, like, and I walk in the room, yeah, I'm gonna take away the phone. I'm going to, I'm going to tell her, no, you're not gonna be hanging out with those friends of yours. They're a bad influence. I don't care if she starts moping and pouting. It's like it's for her own good. You gotta be firm. You gotta be firm about if you don't want your kid doing a certain behavior. I'm totally showing my age, but my phone is stuffed with Public Enemy and Wu-Tang. Good shit, dude.
He's twerking for social media. I don't know what I would do. What do you do?
Well, I wouldn't, and even then, I wouldn't even give my daughter a smartphone to begin with. Like, none of my kids are getting smartphones until, like, they're 18. Bismarcky did mumble rap before it was a thing. Not on purpose, but mumble nonetheless. And he was still more understandable than the rappers of today. God damn it, AC. Thank you for showing your age. One less detail to dox. No, AC, don't dox the fine viewers of this program.
This guy posted...
Anyways, how you doing, dude?
Photo with the caption, I am a black American, and I will not be voting for Kamala Harris. This girl responded, y'all do realize that we can tell an African from a black American. Ha ha ha.
Oh boy, I don't want to get into too much of a tirade because then this stream probably would actually get taken down. But I'm just going to phrase it like this. The actual Africans that I have met are way smarter than the majority of quote-unquote black Americans that I have met. The only modern rap song I like is Bling Bang Bang Bling Bang Bang Bling Bang Bang Born. Yeah, that is a good song. Creepy Nuts are good at what they do.
Somebody said, we're all descendants of Africa. I don't know why you Negroes hate Africans so much. Do Negroes, what's this fake beef between Africans and black African American?
I guess to answer your question, I mean, I already did kind of answer your question. It's like, the actual, like, Africans, they work their asses off to get into the United States, and there is a huge fucking disconnect between actual African cultures and quote unquote black culture, and the actual Africans want nothing to do with it.
I'm African, but what's this fake divide and beef that you guys are trying to create? Like, do you guys just love drama this?
Also, leftists created that divide because they create the divide on so many things.
Much like, do y'all just like what's y'all like? What does this pay you? How does this? It's not correlating. You know, it's not making sense. I need y'all to make sense, and it's not making sense. So while police stopped some guy at a traffic stop, they saw he was driving a van. And in this van, they saw 3 kids in there. And 3 kids in your van, what could you be possibly doing with these kids? So they stopped them.
Hey there.
Hello.
How are you?
All right.
Just all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Should you drive license?
Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going already. We're just gonna skip around a little bit.
Huh? That's it. You mentioned that you were nervous? Right. I was nervous while I was behind you driving down I-40. Way too fast.
I did. I'm sorry.
I thought you were gonna crash.
No, I don't know.
So they see that he has 3, 4, 5 kids in the back of his car, and who are these kids to him?
You have a bunch of kids in the car. How many kids? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who are these kids to you?
This is my friend.
That's your...
Oh my god. And the way that this guy is fucking talking, something like that's something else too. You could actually tell a lot of things about somebody from like the way they talk. You could see you could actually tell if they're like, you know, on drugs. I could tell that this guy probably abuses a lot of drugs because of the way he speaks. He does speak like a lot of the homeless people and like, oh yeah, man, music, or like Cyrax, like, shut the fuck up, music, bitch, Marty. You know, just fucking drugged out of their minds, and that's a consequence. Like, I remember, you know, hearing like, you know, weed. If you like abuse marijuana, like I have in the past, it's like that actually does affect like your laugh, and it's like, shit, I still have the fucking stoner laugh to this day. It sucks, but it's like, yeah, it's just a minor consequence, but a consequence nonetheless. And so when you start hearing a guy who's like just mumbling to himself a lot, it's like, or just in general, it's like you probably that guy's probably on something at the very least, or abusing some substance.
Your friend?
Yeah.
How old's your friend?
18.
That girl's not 18.
Yeah.
No, she's not.
What we just saw is what's called child trafficking, is when kids are taken to be forced to work or sold for sex. And it's insane. Sometimes they will have these kids work in scam call centers. I mean, they exposed one recently, and it turns out that they ran a pig butchering scam inside a scam call center. And they had all of these kids involved, working, forced to carry out online scams, taking them to Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, and even the ones who captured them putting a ransom on their head for $5,000 to release them. And besides that, Mr. Beast has been facing a lot of drama lately. For one,
also, I remember seeing a community post about I forget who it is from, but it's like it is the worst time you could. This is like the worst time to be a child in today's day and age. I'm not sure if it was said like jokingly, or if he actually meant it. I'm going to go with the latter on this one. It's like with a society that doesn't give a shit about like the kids in the country. I mean, there's a reason why people are so critical about what's being taught in the school systems these days. It's because the kids are not being taught with any regard to their well-being. And that has consequences. It creates a more stupid society. Like, you know, a critique of the education system in the U.S. that is absolutely true is that it's meant to like create these drones that are incapable of truly critically thinking about things. And so And, you know, there's a reason why they try to separate the, like, you know, the truly gifted people and try to do stuff like, you know, put young boys on Ritalin, something that's highly addictive. Like, I mean, that shit is, like, basically like meth. And yet you have a bunch of kids, mainly young boys, who are pretty energetic by their nature. And it's like, oh, he can't sit still. Uh-oh, that's a problem. Gotta put him on these fucking drugs. And so, we are now witnessing the consequences of, you know, people my age. Because I noticed that the whole Ritalin thing was going on, like, in the early 2000s. It's kind of the era, that's the era that I grew up in. And it's like we're seeing the results. Like, people are just not okay. They're just not okay. They're not mentally well. They're not really thinking about like the future. Like they're so preoccupied with the now that it's like they're just incapable of thinking about the future because they're thinking about their next hit of whatever form of dopamine, or like, you know, if you're on like SSRIs, holy shit, those are addictive too. It's like it's just crazy.
On this picture,
if AC says, if I was a kid today, I would refuse to take drugs and blame the school system because they told me not to use drugs, and the pharmacist is a stranger. Yeah, that's actually fair point, AC. Thankfully, I think I was on one of those. Not for very long though, because I think I told this story on stream before too. But it's like, when I was on those meds, I was just fucking angry. I was like banging the door. I was slamming the doors. I was pissed off. And it's like, and then when I got off those, and also did some anger management classes too. I was in a lot better place because I wasn't being drugged out of my mind. I don't want to know what kind of issues are being caused among my peers, because they've been on these drugs for so long.
Sure shows Mr. Beast in the back with a friend of his, and on the wall he's put out a statement saying, over the last few days, I've become aware of the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I'm disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. During that time, I've been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough whatever, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Beast looking at...
We hear Mr. Beast did a private investigation, from Mr. Beast Corp and found nothing wrong. Though I have a feeling maybe for this one, there actually was a proper third-party investigator.
At this, he already knows. He has to know. In my opinion, I believe he knows that his friends are into things like this, and he continued being friends with them.
From the Discord logs, I can't believe I'm talking about this situation again, but from the Discord logs, seems like Mr. Beast knew. Yeah, think about that for a second. And some people might say that it's hogwash. But those DMs, they are not fake. People on the Kiwi Farms have looked through all of them because the zip downloads were provided of the chat logs.
Now there is a $1 billion company at stake. It's like he has to denounce this shit. If you haven't seen the news, Kamala Harris has been spitting lately. She's been talking her talk. It's like she really, really, really wants to be the president. And I think she can actually get. That's the crazy part about this whole thing. I think she can actually be in office. And
so, on one hand, it's like, yeah, they could try to do the vote thingy a third time, but people have already noticed, especially when it came to the second time. The second time that this happened during the midterms, and funnily enough, one of the worst instances of the fraud taking place was in Maricopa County, the same county that you know, had a lot of shit going on with the 2020 election. Yes, voting is indeed dumb. From the view from Canada, Kamala doesn't have a chance.
And you know, the way things are going, the way social media is boosting her, I think.
Also, think about it like this. I don't mean to pause the video again, but it's like so many people are voting for Kamala because she's quote unquote black and a woman. These voters should not have the privilege to vote. If that is why they are voting for a candidate on immutable, unchangeable characteristics, then you should not be voting. Plain and simple. Because you are so wrapped up in, well, I think the aristocratic utensil describes it as ideological. You're so wrapped up in your ideology that you are ideologically compromised. And you're not able to actually make rational decisions outside of the ideological view. A woman cannot be a leader, says For No Reason. I agree. Women have no place in the realm of politics. Not one bit. Sheffo says, Kamala is all fake hype. All the hype she gets is from fake bot accounts and paid celebrities. Black Indian woman unlikely.
I think she can, for sure, make her way into the podium. Because this clip of her talking about 24 or 18 to 24-year-olds our age, it went viral.
And it's a specific phase of life. Remember, age is more than a chronological fact. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
And just like you, Kamala. 18 to 24-year-olds, a majority of us are fucking stupid. Wanna know why that's the case? It's because of all the shit from decades prior that led up to the moment that people in my generation went to these fucking public schools. That's what happened. That's a big reason why we're so fucking stupid.
Is why we put them in
Hey, Shinobi, how's it going? I blame the schools. Abso-fucking-lutely. The schools aren't teaching shit. I think at least I've seen, like, teachers actually say, it's like, why can't we hold these kids back a grade? They're clearly not learning anything.
And they have a resident assistant. They make really bad decisions.
True, we do. Just 2 weeks ago, I lost my car. We went out partying, and I forgot where I parked. And I'm like, end of the night, I'm really, I don't know where I parked. Where's the car? The car that we parked. Where do we leave it? It could be on U Street, it could be on F Street, it could be on A Street, B Street. We don't know. And we're in this large city of Washington, D.C. How am I going to find my car? I didn't pin it. I didn't put the location on it. The car is somewhere, but is lost. For the next few days, Sunday passed. We still haven't found the car. The car is somewhere. Monday passed. We still didn't find the car. Tuesday passed. We still did not find the car. Wednesday, I start panicking. I'm like, yo, We gotta find this car. And we gotta...
Kamala's voice is making me mad. It makes me mad, too. Every time that woman speaks, it like, if it's not, like, scripted or whatnot, it's just word fucking salad. Or some Sesame Street type speech shit. It's like, Ukraine is a small country. Russia is a big country. Like, just shit like that. That's Kamala Harris's view on foreign relations, is the size of the fucking country. Can't hold the kids back because they won't learn anything for a second. Anything for a second year in a row. Possible that there's only a fraction of things to be learned in the last 2 or 3 years in school. Isaiah 3:12, King James. As for my people, children are their oppressor. Okay, sorry. I'm still actually a little hungover, so I gotta compose myself here a little. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Oh my, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. Damn. That also describes our current moment in time too.
Find it ASAP. So after all the searches I've done, drove around the city for hours. We're going in the city at 9 and stopped searching at 3. After all the searching we didn't drive for more than 15 minutes till we found the car. I thought I saw an angel. I mean, when I saw the car, I thought, this is crazy. Like, the car is just right there. It's just parked between 2 other cars. And we forgot the street. That street, I memorized it. I literally made a Quizlet and put that street in the Quizlet. I'm never forgetting that street.
Black men do that to women every day. She got 3 kids. Her ass fat, but she...
Ooh, this is actually a good clip to talk about more about idiocracy. The batshit insane standards of women. If you think about, I mean, obviously, I think a lot of you guys come from Chronic's audience. So you already know just how crazy they are, but for those who are just like watching out of the blue or just watching the VOD, almost every single woman is asking for, the 666 devil chad. What is that? 6 foot tall, 6-pack, 6 inches, 6 figures. What else? But the thing is, they are not the women who are making those standards are, well, majority of them, they shouldn't be demanding that. They are not in that kind of position to be demanding for that. They only demand it because they see other more attractive women demand that shit, and they think they could find themselves a top percenter guy, even if they have the baggage of multiple baby daddies. The 666 devil chad and the modern woman are so prevalent that I created an entire species of them in my book. That's true, Sheffo. Like, their ideal their standards should be mocked. But more importantly, other women should be mocking these women for, their stupid standards. And I think, the married women who have stuck with their man, like the thick and thin, that I think they're in the perfect position to be ripping on these chicks. Like, somebody who's actually, someone who's actually in a successful marriage should tell these young women, no. And that your relationship will actually get stronger if you stick by him. Shocking. How about, oh yeah, don't forget about hypergamy too. Now 666 ain't good enough for a lot of these bitches with 2-3 kids. Tattoos all over the place, weird piercings, dyed hair, overweight / obese. They think they deserve the fucking world. And they were taught that at a very young age, that they deserve the fucking world. They don't just want the world, they want the oyster that's on the outside of it too. You're right about that, D-Man. Hypergamy is indeed universal. It's just in today's day and age, it's like it's kind of gone it kind of has gone crazy. Cybertoxin says the feminist movement has advanced the way it has as fewer men are involved in raising children. It started with the idea that mothers should have exclusive influence on the daughters and then the sons.
Don't got no car. She live with her cousin, but her cousin gonna watch the kids this weekend, and she said she gonna go to Jamaica with me, and she got a fat ass. Is that not the truth?
Nah, you're right. I give you that.
So therefore, men need to step up as men of the requirements of what they allow and what they accept and what is okay.
It's true. I think men need to step up their priorities. I believe men should be men in this society, and we should kind of stop being, we should kind of just up our priorities. We should up our standards. We should, rise up as.
I agree. Like we should raise, as men, we should raise our standards. Not only with ourselves, but what we look for in a partner within reason. So obviously, if you are like the stereotype, the quote unquote stereotypical incel, as women on Twitter put it, it's like first raise your own standards, and then raise the standards on what you're looking for in a woman. But for those of us who are kind of, becoming better people, starting to be, or continuing our journey, I should say. Sorry, I repeated myself there. Once again, still a little hungover, so I might repeat myself a few times. But I know for me, it's like I did gain some weight. I did bulk up a little bit. But at the same time, I also did get more muscle on me too. Why is he slapping the chair like a feminist? His message isn't wrong. Just noticing things. For no reason says I'm going to the gym. Ayo. But yeah, I think he's just slapping the chair just for like added effect. How much I lift? I curl 140. I bench 200. And keep in mind, I do like 3 sets of 10 reps. As for squats, 200, or the hack squat, I should say. I can't do actual squats because my knees fucking suck. And that's besides the point. Anyways, you have fun with that raisin. Hopefully you're still going to be listening when you are working out.
Man, we are men after all. We're supposed to be risen up, right? We're not supposed to be all it's the reality of being a man. You're supposed to rise up. You're supposed to rise up. But like, thing about men, a lot of men nowadays is we lack self-confidence. I think, people should start boosting themselves, like
true
internally,
self-confidence,
rather than your brain telling you, oh, you suck, this, that, the demons talking to you. I think you should rather kind of change those thoughts into positive things that actually help you. Like, what helps me is prideful shit. When I say, oh, you that nigga, you this, that, in my head, that shit gets me going. It's facts. It's a testosterone correlation. It's like when I'm in a state of destroy, I want to fucking kill this shit today, I work 10 times faster. I produce more. I think every man needs that.
Seeing what is happening in England, cops are arresting random people. It's crazy. I heard about that. I don't squat. My knee hurts and my neck is messed up, so I don't like putting the bar on my neck. But they have leg machines I could do. Yeah, I mostly do machines for leg day or whatnot. Though I also deadlift too. Pickle says, damn, my wife can spend more time on her knees than Scurvy. What a beta! That's a good one, Pickle. You're funny.
Every man needs that motivation, that you know, we don't run on estrogen. We are testosterone beings. I mean, we need to boost ourselves up, right? But I also think when y'all have girlfriends, y'all should not deny them a kiss, because you don't want this happening to you.
My baby. It ain't no little here, man. Give me a kiss. I'm gonna get loud. I'm gonna get real loud in the airport.
Oh, is that Body by Mont? One of the top thugs in the game? I'm kidding. But honestly, I don't really see this as like a moment of like idiocracy or whatnot. I just think, you know, just kind of being stubborn and or funny for the camera.
Sure, fuck him up.
Self-loathing is a form of punishment. Discipline is a goal that creates less cause for punishment through correction. Self-confidence is not as lacking as discipline. That's how confidence is built. Interesting.
Damn, she's strong though. I ain't gonna lie. She got that Hulk build. She got that orangutan build. She got that. She got that chest of steel. She got that. Bro couldn't even look at the camera after that. And I won't lie, Charleston White.
And my wife has bad knees as well. I think you're just an estrogen-filled citrus thug. No, it's just it's like just genetics. Also, you know, when you're as tall as me, your knees will hurt if you do shit like squats or whatnot.
He needs to just release, bro. I think he been holding it for too long. He's really thirsting in this life.
You must breastfeed that baby. Yeah, too pretty.
I breastfed all four of them.
Oh, I knew it. I knew you was a breastfeeding woman because your skin too pretty.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
What?
My.
Oh yeah, the fact that so many guys are just like thirsty. It's like, once again, in Idiocracy, there is a scene where the prostitute character Rita is basically just just kind of playing around with this one guy. He's like, he's hoping that she'll put out, and she just keeps taking his money, and she's not quote unquote putting out, but he's still going after. He's still trying his hardest. He's so thirsty. He'll keep giving her money.
Goodness.
You see, now you got me blushing and shit. I'm finna get off this motherfucker.
What else some pretty lip?
You gotta relax. Cause see, you got me blushing on the live and I don't like that.
And when y'all see those dating clips, it's like crazy when before the man even comes in, they pop all the balloons.
This man gets rejected because he's healthy.
What's your name?
Antoine.
Antoine, how old are you?
I'm 27.
27, okay, and what do you do?
Oh, I remember seeing this one.
Personal train.
Okay, very cool. And now, what are some things you like to do for fun?
Really work out.
So you're all about the gym?
Yeah.
Now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Smoking is just a no deal for me.
Oh my God.
That's really it. And then you got to be a gym girl.
All right, cool. So we did get a couple.
What the hell is this?
Let's go on over to these girls and see what's going on. We'll start.
So, man, when it comes to these women popping their balloons early, it's like they don't even want to know. Like, they were deeming him as ugly, and he's actually in pretty good shape too. But for some reason, there's that one little tiny fucking thing that these women will just turn you away for a tiny little fucking reason. It could be he went I guess if a chick were to do this to me, it's like, his hair is a little too long and curly for my liking, or I'm trying to think of something. I don't like guys who wear the color black. I don't like it. I don't like guys who I could come up with more, but I don't feel like it. But yeah, nobody is good enough for them. Absolutely. I think these modern women have me beat. I can't make these women with how insane. I can't make these women with how insane they are. The female demons don't have these types of standards. Her, I'm busy right now. Can you wait? Him, yeah, baby, I can wait so good. That's good because I charge by the hour. Yeah, baby, you're gonna be so glad you waited. I love that scene. It's so funny.
Start right over here. If we can have your name and age.
My name is Jacqueline. I'm 25.
Okay, and Jacqueline, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
I'm initially not really attracted, but also you said you want a gym girly, so I'm not that either.
I know you said you're all about the gym girly. She says she's not. So is she someone that's your type?
Oh, no, she good. She good.
All right, if we can have your name and age.
I'm Lex. I'm 23.
Okay, and Lex, why did you end up popping your balloon?
Because he's not my type. Like, just physically.
What?
He's not my type.
So physically, what is your...
What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
What the hell is this?
Usual type.
I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting that. More... I don't know. I can't even tell you. Just like...
This is what she's saying right now. It's literally just fucking babbling, just with words. Like, it's not a coherent thought. She's also trying so damn hard to rationalize something. Just something. Something. And yet, I don't know. Oh my god, I don't know. Oh my god, I don't know. That's all that came out of that bitch's mouth.
the energy, possibly, or whatever.
You said physically, though.
Yeah, like physically, your energy is not
Get some help.
matching. But I do like that.
Now, is she someone that's your type?
He decent. We can work something out.
Oh. Okay. Let's go on over here. Your name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
I'm Jasmine. I'm 26. I really just popped because everything was cool, but you say you don't like people who smoke, so.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing. I know you say everybody's cool, but
Smoking, smoke. I can't do no smoking.
Can't do that. I respect it.
Cause that guy has his priorities set. You know, doesn't like smokers. I don't like smokers either. I won't date a smoker or a weed junkie. I just won't do it. She doesn't even look human. The one in the red.
This time it was the other way around.
All these hoes ugly. I ain't gonna lie. Let me start down here. Bring this camera. Picnic tablecloth body built ass. You built like me. Ain't nothing. You ain't pop. You ain't pop. Why the hell you pop? Don't give a fuck. Your pants big as shit. Why the hell you pop? Don't give a fuck. What the hell you
So, one thing that I noticed, I think he's basically trying. I think he's not taking this seriously, and rightfully so. I think he is making a mockery out of these women who just have these crazy fucking standards that nobody can meet. Nobody can meet those standards. So, yeah, he's simply making fun of that. There are some smart guys out there, even if they don't, even if the way they talk isn't exactly the smartest.
thought you was going to the office? Why your toes not there? You pop.
You said all these hoes ugly.
Oh, anyways, I don't like the way your. Ugh, what the fuck?
The
Leave me
fuck?
alone.
No.
Hey, the bullies is getting bullied right now.
What you got on? Like, where you thought you was going?
Yeah, they can't hand. You know, they can dish out all the heat they want, but they can't take it. And that's another sign of a low IQ, and that's a trait that's kind of common among women. They can dish it out, but they sure as hell can't take it.
Why you ain't do your edges? I got some gossipy glue in the car. Why the hell you pop?
I know you ain't talking.
Don't give a fuck. Your ass like Hello Kitty. Why the hell you pop? You don't got that shit on. Why your jeans dirty? Shitty jean ass nigga. Why the hell you pop? Don't give a fuck. I got more hair than you.
I don't know what's this thing with having more hair than you, but it's funny. Anyways, yo, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, right?
Oh, that was just the beginning in our deep dive of how society has basically become idiocracy 500 years too early.
Rated ARG for pirates. Fuck you!
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, since I have around 10 viewers here, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a server drive. So I'm just gonna make this link expire after 1 hour. Generate copy. So I'm currently doing a bit of a membership drive for a Discord server that me and Chef are mods of. So if you want, you could join it. You're gonna have to wait like 10 minutes. And then you could type something, and then we'll heckin' validate you, and then also give you image perms. So feel free to join if you want to. We could actually use more members. Damn, Knight got IP banned. Holy shit, that sucks. Anyways, I'll be back in like a few seconds. Just gonna grab me another drink. We'll get to our next video. Okay, so this video from Alex Hexagon, I remember seeing this in my recommended feed, why America keeps making quote-unquote stupid people famous. We're not going to watch this whole thing. I think we're going to watch like the first 20 minutes. Let's see, I'm just going to do some quick scrubbing. Let's see. Yeah, probably like the first 15-20 minutes. So just so we can kind of get the idea. Let's begin.
Hello folks, I've got a question for you. Have you noticed that the strata of celebrity or virality has recently been sort of dominated by complete and utter stupidity? This is something that I've seen a lot of people both online and in reality start to notice and complain about a lot, which is that people who do stupid or silly things are quickly sort of barraged into the limelight and catapulted into wealth and fame and all these other things that people typically desire, despite the fact that they've not really done anything seemingly to deserve it. And it seems kind of like a bit of an unusual sociological mystery. Like, why is it that society is making stupid people, or perhaps more accurately, people who do stupid things, famous? And so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about why America keeps making stupid people famous. Now, here's the thing, though. This is not necessarily a problem with exclusively the United States. It's more so that America is by far the richest, most powerful, and most influential country in the Western sphere.
When it comes to, like, decadence or whatnot, like, a very decadent society also tends to create this kind of stupidity. You're not... The greatest thinkers aren't exactly there. There's no real, like, philosophy. The philosophy is, like, just, well, say and do the most outlandish shit, and you'll get rewarded with money and fame. Now, this video is going to go over 4 of the more prominent ones. He's not talking about, like, the Jack Dohertys of the world or the Neons of the world. But I do think those guys also have kind of a place in this discussion, too. Scurvy's character in my book is twice divorced because he found out his wife was a virgin before meeting him. Yep, my character in your book is like the exact is like the opposite of me, like kind of like what I'm looking for in like a woman or whatnot.
More importantly than that, though, it speaks English. That's a big deal because English is, of course, the status quo language of the Western world.
America is the platform. The ideology comes from both East and West. I mean, in the East, you have like places like New York, Baltimore, probably Miami, I'd say. Even though Florida is a very conservative state, Miami is like the liberal pocket. And then in the West, you have the entirety of California. You have Seattle, like Denver, Portland. Holy shit, there's a lot of places like that. Even in the middle parts of the country, like, you know, like in Texas, like you have the more liberal parts of Texas and the other flyover states.
World. If you don't speak it as a primary language, you're going to speak it as a secondary language. I mean, obviously, or you wouldn't be watching this. You wouldn't be able to understand what I'm saying, and you know, those combinations make America much more relevant across the Western world. You know, things that happen in Germany, in France, or even in the UK, which obviously also speaks English, because of their size or language constraints, things tend to stay in their national borders. With America, it penetrates its national borders, it spreads its ways and its culture around the world, and so it's a lot more noticeable and a lot more dominant, I would say. So it's not so much a problem with America; it's a global problem. But America is definitely at the heart of this problem. So we're going to start off with number one, the Four Horsewomen. I feel like the vast majority of people watching this will know what I mean by America keeps making stupid.
And we're gonna go over how cringe and gay each of these four women are. Though they are cringe and gay for different reasons.
Stupid people famous, but
so
for those who don't know, I want to provide 4 concrete, solid examples of people who have done something silly or bizarre or strange, and as a result of that, have been rewarded with fame and wealth and whatnot, beyond what would be considered normal.
I agree, Night Llama. I don't trust women around animals either. They're gonna do weird things to them, or waste their maternal instincts on them.
Normal or even expected, like not the sort of.
Speaking of animals. Snail time. Yeah, I'm gonna check in on my slimy little pals. Oh boy, Guts is being silly in SpongeBob's pineapple. AC says, I knew someone who watched animal stuff to... Oh no. Of course it was a fucking chick. What fucking is it with these chicks and the dog pill? It's vile.
Outcome that you could even predict logically. But I'm going to warn you, however, this will be utterly...
Let's blow those whining women back to the Dark Ages right where they belong!
Absurd, obscene, and
right.
Pretty stupid. And, I gotta say, I don't usually like talking about individuals. I usually feel like it's rude or it's wrong or whatever, but I can't really explain this phenomenon if I don't give you some examples, right? So, whether I like it or not, I have to. So we're going to start off with number 1, all right? And we're going to start off with the Cash Me Outside Girl. Okay, so the reason for that this woman got fame was because she was rude to the audience on the Dr. Phil show, right? So she was on a show in America called Dr. Phil, and
Dr. Phil loves to platform some, like, maybe not necessarily the worst of the worst, but certainly some of the most stupid people you'll ever meet. This chick being one of them. And all because she said she was being snarky on the show. It's like, she's fucking set for life. And also has an OnlyFans too. Cause of course she does. Of course she has an OnlyFans. Cause that's what that's what trash likes to do. Be even more trash. And once again, we are not rewarding excellence. We are rewarding trashy behavior. So much shit that blows up on like the TikTok algorithm. It's like it's stupid people. 4chan is filled with it now. Legit Fed plant. Holy shit, the feds are really fucked up in the head, aren't they?
She was getting angry with the audience and fed up with the audience. And she said to the audience, almost threatening them, like, cash me outside, how about that? Something like that. I don't know what that...
Also, I did notice that a lot of people started speaking in that incoherent Ebonic tongue. That's what I'm going to call it now, Ebonic tongue. Because it is a, you know, it is a derivative of Ebonics. And you know, how about that? And it's like, it's supposed to be catch me outside, but because she can't fucking articulate for shit, she didn't learn how to speak properly. You know, people rightfully interpreted it as cash me outside. Because she can't enunciate her words for shit. And like, I speak too fast, cash me outside, how about that? Like that. It's unintelligible.
That means. But I assume it's a threat of sorts, or some sort of, I don't know, taunt, I don't know. And, you know, for some reason, this moment, and I'm not going to show you this moment, or any other moments, because I think they're a waste of time, and you've probably seen them anyway. And you know, I don't want to be forced to watch them again, to be completely honest with you. But you know, this moment, which seems, you know, the way that I've explained it, it seems relatively tame, quite boring, not that much of a big deal. You know, people have tantrums and taunts and arguments all the time. For some reason, people loved this moment. They thought it was the funniest thing in the world, and the outcome of that was that she eventually became a millionaire via a lucrative rap career, right? And, you know, you've got to take a look at some of these songs. She made great songs, such as...
These hoes. Hi, Bic. What you know? I got it. Mama, don't worry. Still ain't dirty. Both of them. Gucci flip-flops featuring Lil... Fuck, man. Why did Yachty have to be a feature on this bitch's song? Scurvy tries to sound like Cash Me Chick, but ends up sounding like Mr. Garrison. Well, I do have a Mr. Garrison button.
Uh-oh, retard alert!
Retard alert, class!
These hooks. Hi, Bish.
What the hell is this?
I got it. Mama, don't worry, still ain't dirty. Both of M. And of course, who can forget, you know, the masterpiece, Gucci Flip-Flops featuring Little Yorty. Right, and some of these songs got gold and even platinum certifications.
What the
hell
is this?
They're on the American charts, they're on the Canadian charts, right? These aren't like some sort of songs that are on SoundCloud and 5 people have heard them. No, these songs generate cash and attention. But to go back, you know, to the original point, the reason why she got this lucrative rap career was because of the original moment, right? The reason why she entered the public sphere, which was that she was rude to the audience on the Dr. Phil show. If that event didn't happen, which again seems insignificant in isolation, then the...
Counter! A slight counterpoint that I want to bring up. And you kind of have to mention the way that the show is set up. Like the way that the Dr. Phil show is set up and the questions that he's asking this chick, that's also important too. And I think he does talk about it later on in section 2, the Jerry Springer effect. though I don't think he goes into quite enough detail about how these shows are like structured. Kim Kardashian and there's 50 pounds of plastic. It literally all, if you want to kind of look at the genesis of this, I probably would look at the Kardashians. What the fuck did they do? They're just socialites. Why do these bitches have so much influence when they're just fucking socialites? They got rich because they were born into a wealthy family. They're kind of the progenitors of all this.
Millionaire rap career also wouldn't have happened, right? So do you understand what I mean? This is a good example of, like, why is someone being rewarded for bad behavior, right? Number 2, we have that MF is not real woman, okay? This was a woman who seemingly...
Honestly, I kind of, if anything, I feel bad for this woman. Clearly she was going through something, and some asshole was pulled out his phone because this is gonna be funny. And wouldn't you know, got a lot of unwanted attention. Anthony says their dad got OJ off on murder. Yep, we all know what happened. We all know what happened with OJ Simpson. Glove didn't fit my ass.
Seemingly had some sort of delusional mental breakdown on a plane. In the clip, she's pointing at some passenger on a plane, and she's yelling that he's not real, right? And she looks genuinely concerned and freaked out, and she's clearly having some sort of mental breakdown. Like, it's not normal behavior. As a consequence of this, she gained hundreds of thousands of followers online, alongside numerous business opportunities. I think she was selling beer or something like that. I don't know. But the point is that this firstly, there's an argument to be made this woman shouldn't have been filmed in the first place. But the point is that she...
And I agree. She shouldn't, like, when people are filming something like this, something like this, I don't think, if she is like schizophrenic, I don't know. I don't think I don't think it's a good thing for a person to be recording somebody who's clearly going through a schizophrenic episode. I don't think that is the moral thing to do. I think the moral thing to do is like have her get some help. Make sure she doesn't cause any trouble for the other passengers on the plane, and deal with the situation in an appropriate manner. Not saying that every schizophrenic is like this woman that we're seeing here, but in general, if we lived in a sane society, if we weren't living in idiocracy, this woman would have actually gotten like some help, proper help, and people would not be fucking taking out their phone camera and record someone's mental breakdown. As for the business opportunities, it's like, why? Leave the poor woman alone. Even if she is making a lot of fucking money from those.
She's done something that's negatively affected herself, but also affected those around her. And it's not really that significant either. It's not like this. It's interesting, but it's not like mind blowing. I mean, people do this sort of stuff all the time. But as a consequence of this, her fame, her notoriety, her wealth skyrocketed again, beyond anything that probably herself, but also society could ever guess.
And because of the size of her knockers, of course there were going to be thousands. I mean thousands of simps, and that were like, just saying pretty creepy shit about what shouldn't have even been recorded. And yes, there also is among all four of these people, there is an element of like sex appeal.
Right? That's another example. The third example is the N-word woman.
Oh, I remember this when this was happening. So fake and so gay. Like, literally, all this woman did was just say the N-word. But the reason why she got so popular is because she's a moderately attractive white woman. Even if she does have the nose. If you know, you know. And also, I think she's a Fed, too.
Okay, now this one. This is a woman who said the N-word online. I assume on some clips like TikTok or Twitter or something like that. Some sort of social media. And she was hounded for it and refused to concede, right? So in America, you know,
She said the N-word, guys. So based and epic. Haha, I'm hiding the fact that I want to fuck her by saying that she's one of us, guys. When it's more often than not, it's just another fucking psyop. We're being barraged by psyops and distractions all the time. So this whole situation that happened was no different.
The N-word in America has complicated racial controversies and dynamics. The N-word in the United States is kind of like, you know, it's treated like a magic spell in a way. It's kind of like, you know, in Harry Potter, when people say Voldemort, and then people would go, no, don't say Voldemort. It's like, it's he who should not be named. Right? It's like a forbidden word that you can't say, and if you say it, it has this stark effect on people. America is like this, where, you know, some races in America can say the N-word, and it's considered like normal, right? It's viewed as like a comma.
The category is people who annoy you. I know it, but I don't think I should say it. No, I'm not going to continue the rest of that. I did that at the bar last night. I was surprised that I wasn't fucking hounded for it. You don't care, cry about it.
Almost. But if other races say it, then they should be put in jail, and they should be, just lose their job and everything. But even though it's just a word, and again, I understand there's historical reasons for this controversy, blah, 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 but from the outside looking in, it's absurd. If a word is bad, then no one should say it. If a word is considered acceptable, then everyone should be allowed to say it with no consequences. You can't have these different rules for different people, irregardless of the historical, the history behind it. But either way, that's not the point. The point is that this woman, said this word. She was hounded for it, refused to concede. I think that she should have refused to concede. But again, that's not the point. The consequences of this were she gained hundreds of thousands of followers online, alongside a short-lived entry into conservative media. What I mean by this is that
once again, you also had the side effect of an insane amount of simps. That's another commonality among all of the four horsewomen. They are all hounded by fucking simps.
The progressives despised her and went after her negatively, so she gained infamy. The conservatives, some conservatives, started to put her on a pedestal and say, oh yeah, she's a free speech warrior, and give it...
And what those conservatives are doing is also a form of simping. Like, just trying... They're not actually arguing, they're rationalizing something. They're trying to rationalize the fact that they want to fuck this woman. When they're saying, oh, she's based, blah, and all the other stuff. It's like putting her on a pedestal as he says, like, a free speech warrior. It's like they're just rationalizing a fucking psyop so they could fuck the woman who's doing the psyop. Seasoning Police Girl was way more clever in calling out the special protected group. At least with the seasoning police girl, that one is at least more, it is more or less of a bit. But this is not a bit. This is an actual fucking psyop.
In our interviews and all these kinds of things, right? So, but again, regardless of your position on political correctness, freedom of speech, whatever your position is on that, the point is that this woman gained notoriety from saying the N-word. For like, whether you agree with it or not, that's the root origin. That's what caused this mass amount of attention. Okay? So again, it's a silly reason. It's a silly origin. And number 4, and this is the one that inspired me to start talking about this. The Hawk Chewer Girl.
Okay, we're gonna do... I don't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Hexagon, but we are going to do a bonus segment exactly dedicated to her. It's not gonna be a long one. It's not gonna be a very long one at all. Joey B. Tunes versus the world. Perfect. So, bonus segment. Because this chick right here that you're about to see is the reason why I also wanted to do the stream this week. There wasn't even going to be a show this week until I actually saw that video from Alex Hexagon. So we have a clip from Joey B versus the World, Joey B Tunes' podcast, and this is about the Hawk Tua girl becoming a celebrity overnight. Overnight. This chick is set for life because she, simulated spitting on someone's cock. She is set for life.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
Bad meme died after 1 week. Yeah, it wasn't that funny to begin with, because we all know that women are not funny. She didn't even start that. Once again, boys make something funny. A mildly attractive girl does it, and rides a wave of simps for repeating a joke. Oh, you bet your ass this girl was... I mean, she even says so in like an interview in this little clip here. And it's like, the DMs are fucking creepy. And that they talk about feet. Let's begin.
That's right. A random girl off the street bar hopping with her friend is now a celebrity.
And there is Hayley Welch. She may be joining us in the booth a little bit later. We'll see if we can convince her of that.
Yeah, this is no longer just a viral clip on the internet. This girl has become a bona fide celebrity. I mean, we got murals popping up now of this. Guys, she's doing nightclub appearances now. Yeah, this is real. Now, I'm assuming everyone's familiar with this.
Hold on, let's go back a little bit. I sent Sheffo this image, and I was talking to him about why the fuck are we idolizing these people? She's not doing anything. She's not like anything important. All she just did was just repeat a joke like guys made up. And she's set for fucking life.
Yeah, this is real. Now, I'm assuming everyone's familiar with this person, right? Now, if you don't know who she is, you're doing great. Whatever lifestyle choices you're making that's caused you to avoid ever seeing this clip and what it's led to, keep doing that. You are living correctly. Anyway, so now they got her...
Yeah, Joey, I was doing that. I was fucking doing that. Then again, the kind of stuff I like to watch here on YouTube, it makes me think. I like to think, or, and when it comes to short form content, it's largely just cooking stuff, which actually hasn't inspired me in the past. But it's like, not stuff like this. This shit is fucking brain rot.
Her appearing at these nightclubs as if she's like Marilyn Monroe or something. And she just stands there This is her appearance.
I have to mute it. I have to mute the music. Sorry, everyone. I just have to make sure.
Wow. Money well spent. To consider there's a chance that you may have never been touched by a woman. Space to consider there's a chance that you may have never been touched by a woman. Obviously she's cashing in on the attention, but you know, what a way to sell your dignity. I mean, think about it. You're on display for drunk single guys to perv over you. That's who's going to this. You know how many...
But once again, there is aside from the fact that, you know, she's spitting on someone's cock, that, you know, she's saying that and became a celebrity overnight. It's like, yeah, obviously, a lot of horny simps want her to do the same thing. Wait, hold on. Didn't mean to mute it.
With all these groups of guys there staring at her, going to their buddy like, yo, I bet I could get her number. You gonna hawk 2 on my thing? So let me get your number. You know, all these groups of guys plotting to achieve their perverted fantasies with this poor girl. She doesn't even look comfortable doing this. As she puts up with it for a year, she'll probably be set for life.
So funny.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
You know, and she's always got that friend with her that no one ever acknowledges. What's it like to be her?
God,
She's going to have to come up with something to top that. She should consider making gagging sounds or something. You know? Instead of hawk to him, maybe next time they put a microphone up
Gargle,
to him, she
gargle.
grabs it and just starts gagging. She could become Gwen the Gagger. Or I don't know, how about Gertrude the Gargler? That'd be a good one. The opportunities are endless these days.
I feel so dirty and clean all at the same time.
Look where it'll get you. Look, they get to go to the UFC. They got cameras following them around at sporting events.
I wonder. I fucking wonder. I mean, I don't know if Sean Strickland was fighting in that event, but it's like, if he was there, it's like, who the fuck? He'd be like, who the fuck is this girl? Why is this slut here? He probably wouldn't say the latter part because, you know, television, but Gladys the Gluck Gluck girl. For some reason, when it comes to, like, I guess, like, the whole thing with oral sex, it's like, the jokes just write themselves. I mean, you remember the Chris Tyson tweets that we were reading, like, on Tuesday? And it's like, I just had the same reaction to just this girl being fucking everywhere. Totally not an industry plant. Because I do believe in that theory that she's an industry plant. She's already been used as a political tool to call Trump ugly. A fucking course she would be. Like, the Dems, I don't know what it is with the Dems that they're just pulling out all the stops. They're doing everything they can to prevent what's basically inevitable.
She got paparazzi following her around. TMZ's up her ass.
Okay, cool. So who's in the DMs? What are the DMs looking like these days? Okay, they're kind of creepy. Kind of creepy? Kind of creepy. Tell us more. Is it like weird? Okay, so toes. They want pictures of my toes.
Guys.
They want pictures of my toes. Fucking course they want. Ugh, I hate simps so much. With a burning passion. I hate simps.
We got some work to do.
Alrighty, let's get back to the main segment here.
Okay, right, so this was a woman who was with her friend, and she was given an amateur street interview where she talked about spitting on male genitalia. That's it, right? So she was asked a question, and she's like something like, "How do you impress a man?" or something like that, and she says like, "Oh, you've got to spit on their genitalia, like the spitting noise, hawk chewer." You know what I mean? God, I hate talking about this stuff. But anyway, the consequences of that, which again seem irrelevant, doesn't seem like a big deal, doesn't seem like something that would be noteworthy in any way, shape, or form. The consequences of this is that she gained millions of followers online, millions. And she had numerous business opportunities, companies paying her tens of thousands of dollars to turn up at certain events or be, going to concerts and being like celebrated, these kinds of things. And again, it's like...
And, okay, so when it does come to these men on the street interviews, you do have some people who are just, they know what they're doing, they're gaming it, they're saying this outlandish shit just for the chance of being set for life like this chick. And now more people are going to be doing that. Abso-fucking-lutely. They know what they're going to be doing. El Chefo knows how to do it. He's for the boys. Imagine how many hundreds, even thousands of generic street interviews with 304s that played out the exact same way but wasn't the right place at the right time. Yeah, that's something else about the industry plant theory, that it's like you do see a whole bunch of these other chicks that have been on these man in the street interviews, and they say some of the most wild, outlandish shit there is, and they're not getting the boom that the Hawktua girl is getting. And so it kind of shows me maybe she's an industry plant.
The overall point of this is that I want you to try and imagine the most talented person you know personally, right? Whether it be a friend, a family member, someone who is either, I don't know, a musician, an artist, maybe it's you, I don't know, or a game developer, whatever, like a chef. Someone who is really talented, really good at what they do, right? And then think for a moment how all of these examples that I've given here, who have done something less talented than whoever it is that you're thinking of has done, they've received more money and more fame, more notoriety, more everything from...
Scurvy is one of the most talented person I know. Oh, shucks, AC, thank you. Though honestly, I don't think I'm all that talented, so... But maybe it's time for me to stop moping about my abilities.
These strange and unusual, silly things that they've done than the talented person who you know, right? And so that's a mystery, right? So why is that the case is the point we're trying to get here, because that doesn't make sense, right? In normal societies, if people did these things, they would not be made millionaires. They would not be given celebrity. So what's going on, right? Why does America keep making stupid people, but stupid people is a bit harsh. It's more accurate to say people who do stupid things. Why does America keep making people who do stupid things famous, right? So now that I've given you the examples, let's go into what I think are the reasons why. And I think, by the way, there's two minuscule reasons, right? Two reasons that I think aren't quite as relevant. They're a big deal, but the last reason I think is much bigger. And
alrighty, I think we get the point. I am gonna link this if you guys are interested in listening to the full thing. I'm gonna post the link now. Though I think we get the thesis of the video, and these are 4 notable examples. Though honestly, I do want to have another bonus segment, because I think the Aristocratic Utensil made a really good video about the N-word woman in particular. So I'm gonna go find that video. The Aristocratic Utensil. I gotta scroll down a little bit. Okay, found it. I can't believe it. 2 bonus segments tonight, but I think they're worth it for the sake of discussion. Actually, hold on. I'll be right back. I'm not gonna be very long. Okay, I am back. Let's get started.
Ah, for the sweet love of all that is holy. I gotta rant about this subject. If for nothing else.
Scurvy isn't more talented than me. I've managed to make a book series out of the things I hate. Scurvy knows what those are. Hey, Pickle! You haven't even published the first book, and you plan for 27, bitch! And then again, writing a book does take time.
Except for the overall theme of this whole affair, which is why. Recently, there's been this white woman, number 6,578, who went viral on TikTok. Her account deleted, etc., etc. You all know how this formula goes by now. Because she said the N-word. And oh dear God, cue the battle cry of the perpetually offended on the internet, who spend the whole damn day trying to get her fired. Again, you all know how this formula works by now, because that makes your demographic look very, very strong now, doesn't it? You all think you're such hot sex, so strong and very independent, and then when one random white lass says the N-word, y'all lose your mind. Thank you, Eddie. Now, I saw Mark Dice talk about all of this, and I usually like Mark, but this take was just bizarre.
And so far, the only people who are standing up and defending her and denouncing the cancel culture mob, which may actually be one of the biggest in the history of the internet, are the truly independent political...
Why are we suddenly asked to care about this random woman out of nowhere? That's a good question, Spoon. Yeah, I heard that she was a Fed, or is a Fed. And you know, she's just trying to rile people up. It's a psyop, a pretty damn good one too, if I say so myself, because people were unable, or majority of people were unable to fucking see through it. And I was just like, I don't give a shit.
Pundits, content creators, and platforms. The craziness surrounding this girl goes far beyond those who melted down because of their black fragility and the social justice warriors who dedicate their life to canceling people and trying to ruin their lives. Some on the right are thinking that she's a Mossad agent and that this is a psyop of some kind. Why? What's the psyop? They don't know.
I have some ideas. I'll elaborate in a moment.
They can't comprehend that a beautiful girl got canceled and went viral because she's obviously not bowing to the political correctness. And she uses another certain term as an insult that the rainbow people get upset with. So this is an example of the pendulum
we are not
swinging
a serious
back in the other direction.
We are not.
No, it isn't. We never stopped using any of those words in private, only in public. So all that's happened here, really, is some people stuck their necks out for whatever reason, we don't know, when they should have done this ages ago when there was much less resistance.
A member of Generation Z just fed up with the political correctness.
That's your opinion,
just not
ma'am.
caring. But thankfully, Owen Schroyer helped to debunk the kooky conspiracies around her.
So to clarify, though, you are not Jewish and you've never been Jewish.
No.
Israeli intelligence has never reached out to you in any way, shape, or form.
No, but if they do, I would be a great agent for them, I gotta say.
She's
You're
feeding the
fucking
trolls
fed.
a little bit there. And people on the right dug up some of her old tweets from like...
Oy vey. Where's my oy vey button?
Oy vey!
We're not running a psyop. Stop asking questions, guys. Yeah, you can't fucking hide the nose.
6 years ago when she was like a 16-year-old high school kid, where she did seemingly support Israel, as most Christians are indoctrinated to do, because, well, that's a whole other story, but...
No. No. No, 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 no. That's not fucking true. Oh man, throughout my reading of the Bible, or at least throughout Matthew, it's like I'm getting the understanding that Israel was already a pretty corrupt place. Especially during the time Jesus was alive. And if anything, it just tells me like not to support Israel, if anything. Because also Israel belongs to the Christians. GG channel.
She has since changed her ways, but it's just the whole thing is absolutely insane, really on both sides.
Well, I'll wait till the end here, but let me elaborate a little bit. This chick randomly blew up out of nowhere for a noise coming out of her face. Suddenly, she's on the most famous fringe right-wing media outlet, asked if she's been in contact with Mossad. It almost looks like an attempt at delegitimizing any concerns. Oh, you're just some crazy conspiracy theorist. Dude, this chick just said the N-word, and suddenly she's on InfoWars, and for merely sporting the people's eyebrow and going, that's a bit weird, I'm considered the wacky one. Of all the weird stuff that Alex has said over the years that ended up being true, this is where you're gonna try and draw the line. Really? And again, wow. I'm considered the wacky one? Is someone playing a trick on me? Where the hell am I?
In a sane society, Turning Point USA would hire her as an ambassador, or a conservative media outlet would hire her as one of their new...
Lily Gaddis, the white woman in the video, can be seen referring to the husbands of some black woman as broke-ass fellas. Ugh, fucking hell.
Talents, but like I said, she's a little bit too edgy for the conservative Inc. crowd.
I feel like I'm losing my mind over here. I want you all to pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and look at the situation, all right? Some random TikTok influencer just said the N-word, and now that apparently qualifies as talent material for conservative media outlets. Good God, and I thought...
And that's the thing. It's like... I do think that this is very much intentional. It's like... You don't... It's the same reason why iDub said say N-word to Tana Mojo for the Tana Content Cop. It's intentional. Like, she knows what she's doing. She's trying to create, she's trying to cause an uproar. That's PSYOP 101.
Thought democracy had piss poor qualification criteria. What on earth is this woman going to do? How is she going to influence anything? What weird Twilight Zone shit is this? This is a word that was tossed around in COD lobby several years ago for the funnies. Now it's apparently so potent a force, it can be used on a CV when trying to score...
Spectre, if you're still here, yeah, it's like what you said about the whole Hawk Tuah joke. It's like, men have been saying the N-word in Xbox Live lobbies for so long, and then all of a sudden, some moderately attractive white woman says it, and everyone's in a fucking uproar. And also kind of ruins the joke.
Gig on a conservative media network. Again, Twilight Zone lunacy. Look at this. Milo Yiannopoulos, Mr. Grifter himself. I am taking it upon myself to clear my sweet angel's name. Watch this space. Milo, you can't even clear your own freaking name, let alone somebody else's. Being associated with him is like hiring O.J. Simpson to be your attorney. No one in their right mind would believe any of this is organic. Get friggin' real. Something I gotta point out as well. The amount of so-called conservative men who once they get a whiff of tits turn into a bunch of drooling morons.
It's the same fucking thing, and it's like we saw in Alex Hexagon's video. It's like she was put on this fucking pedestal because of a bunch of rationalizations from conservative simps.
Welcoming it into the fold is pathetic. You will notice, the moment even the most remote flame of genuine right-wing ascendancy ignites, a woman will appear seemingly out of nowhere to suck all the energy out of the room. Let me tell you all something. The conservative men are no smarter than the left-wing ones. Really, they fall for the exact...
Wow, I never thought I'd hear Scurvy goon on stream. Nah, that was just an impersonation of simps who and their minds when they saw this moderately attractive white woman say the N-word. And they're gooning machines really. And then they went, but us. That's what they were doing, just trying to rationalize their simping of like, oh, free speech, my free speech platform, my free speech. No, you're just trying to rationalize that you want to simp for her. Allegedly impersonation, huh? Yeah, that was my impersonation of a gooner.
Same damn trick, over and over again. Women go into any space, why? They want attention. They have no minds of their own. The politics is meaningless. They are products of the environment, always. They will shapeshift to whatever gets them eyeballs. That is their prime function. I don't know how many females flip-flopping when it's convenient do those stupid bastards have to see before they wake up and realize women have absolutely no values whatsoever except what serves their whims at any given moment. No.
And also what men tolerate too. Once again, we are bigger, stronger, and smarter.
More, no less. Cheers for watching, and once again.
Alrighty, so that was bonus segment number 2. Dedicated to this young woman right here. Anyways, let's get talking about Idiocracy, the movie, and go over the parallels between the movie and our society.
Upon its release in 2006, Idiocracy gives us a glimpse into what the United States might look like in 2505.
Oh, the next on the Violence Channel, it's a brand new episode of Ow My Balls. Yeah, honestly, this kind of does, all this shit does look like the average YouTube feed these days if you're not using ad blocker.
At the time, audiences saw this movie as nothing more than a cutting satire, criticizing the trajectory the country was on. But now, nearly 2 decades later, with that trajectory becoming steeper and steeper, we can now see that Idiocracy was more than just satire, it was a warning. And as we continuously fail to heed that warning, the 2505 we witness in the movie becomes less and less distant. Idiocracy shows a society controlled and pillaged by corporations, human beings who are completely dependent on products that are slowly killing them.
If you don't smoke Tarleton's, fuck you.
And a constant injection of misinformation. These are all the same mechanisms that shape our society in 2023, and they all work together to maintain the status quo just as they do in the fictional society of Idiocracy. The film follows US Army librarian Joe Boers, who is scientifically determined by the military to be the most average man in the world, not particularly smart, athletic, or determined, nor the opposite. This quality makes Joe the perfect control candidate for an upcoming classified military hibernation experiment, meant to last just for 1 year. Unable to find a suitable female candidate, the military hires Rita, a prostitute. Upon their selection, Joe and Rita are locked in the hibernation chambers to slumber, and within the next year, the officers in charge of the experiment and Rita's pimp are arrested for running a prostitution ring. Soon after the scandal, the military base containing Joe and Rita was closed and demolished, and with a previous explanation that neither character has close friends or family, the experiment and by proxy Joe and Rita are completely forgotten about, leaving them to hibernate in their pods as the years pass by. Hundreds of years go by, and the chart of average intelligence steadily declines, and as the world's most brilliant scientists are tasked with figuring out how to stop hair loss and extend erections, humans become less and less able to solve basic problems such as proper disposal of garbage. This ultimately leads to the Great Garbage Avalanche of 2505, which causes Joe's pod to end up in the home of Frito, an average brain-dead future citizen. This is where Joe wakes up and slowly realizes where
I love how the movie tells us that the average man equals a ran through prostitute, and that's the best he could do. And in the end, makes it the best he could do in the end to make a family too. Yep.
he is and what society has become.
Oh,
An
wait.
apocalyptic dystopia filled with people who are too dumb to sustain humanity's survival. Towards the beginning of the movie, we get a basic explanation as to how human evolution has led us to this point.
Having kids is such an important decision.
We're just waiting for the right time. It's not something you want to rush into.
The narrator explains that unfavorable economic conditions, social unrest, and the looming threat of global warming have discouraged the smartest of us from reproducing. And meanwhile, the dumbest people aren't considering such factors and are more willing to partake in adultery with multiple
partners. I'm gonna fuck all y'all! That's my boy! That's my boy!
Meaning they're reproducing at an exponential rate. This dichotomy repeated for years, meaning intelligence is passed on to offspring less and less until it's completely phased out, which ultimately leads us to the society IDIOCRACY shows in its version of 2505. But what does this say about us? Critics of IDIOCRACY suggest that by using this logic, the film is advocating for eugenics, or some sort of systematic planned breeding of society's smartest individuals. But this is really just a simple visual and comedic way of getting the audience on board with the premise. What the film spends the rest of its runtime trying to tell us is that the problem is environmental. The issue lies within our system, a system that constantly rewards us for dumbing ourselves down.
You see, this is the kind of shit that blows up. Also, what is this thing? I don't like it.
And engaging in false desires. Just look at the first thing Joe sees when he wakes up in the future. He sees content, and not just any content. He sees content that appeals to the lowest common denominator, depicting a man getting repeatedly hit in the balls. No story, no lols, just all action and humor that everyone can easily understand. A constant dopamine rush by design. And this is a common theme throughout the movie. We see a network dedicated to masturbation, a sensationalist news conglomerate that favors entertainment over truth, televised criminal trials in the form of monster truck.
I love this movie so much. I agree, dude. It's like in my top 5 of movies. It also accurately describes the soulless mimicry of corpse acting like your friend. The show also tells us that you should have as many children to win society, and be poor so you can't get put on child support. Welcome to Costco. I love you. Yeah, I say that line all the time to my parents. They get a kick out of it.
Rallies, political speeches straight out of WWE.
Now, I understand everyone's shit's emotional right now, but listen up.
It's all built to cater towards our increasingly low attention spans and tickle the most primitive parts of.
Fun fact about when Joe is watching the movie Ass, the crowd that was there, they were actually laughing at it. And Mike Judge was fucking shocked about that. Like they were actually laughing at ass, just some guy's ass.
Brain. And it probably sounds very familiar to us, because a short scroll through YouTube, TikTok, or even Netflix's original content will show you we're already embarking on this path, and we have been for quite some time. You'll see programming that wouldn't look out of place in IDIOCRACY. Short scenes, simple concepts, fast-paced editing, devoid of any space for reflection or deeper exploration, Subway servers in the background, humor that appeals to everybody while criticizing nobody, designed to reach the widest audience possible, delivering empty platitudes. And this approach is rewarded handsomely. Views go up as
That's another common denominator too about the 4 women that Hexagon went over. There's nothing really to think about. Like when you're watching the Hawk Tuah girl clip, you know, you're not thinking about anything deeper when you're watching it like you would a video like this or a lot of the other stuff we watch on the show. Or have watched on the show. It's like it's just simply there. Like, it's just there to waste your time, I'd argue. There's much better content you could be watching than some girl going hawk tua in a microphone.
As even the smartest of us can't help but go back for one more injection of dopamine. Meanwhile, the less instantaneously rewarding content gets lost. Creators and corporations alike begin chasing eyeballs by applying the same methods. YouTube becomes filled with Mr. Beast clones.
I hired 50 Spider-Man to find out what it's like to be a crime-fighting superhero. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to feel what it's like to fight supervillains and save the day.
TikTok becomes filled with vandalism, public humiliation, and even sex.
Sorry?
You got a nice dog?
She's lovely, she's
Gang, whole lot of gangs.
Our news is even.
I remember that ass
But that's
hat.
not the worst part. The worst part is.
So, a reason why when it comes to the news basically being entertainment, I remember back in like 2018, I saw like a clip of like Lebanese politicians pull out their pieces on each other. My God, America is so fucking close to that. So fucking close. I mean, then again, I don't think Biden would pull a gun on Trump or anything, but I was expecting, you know, Biden to basically, like, try and do something physical to Trump, like, for the debate, for the sake of entertainment, not you know, just trying to rile the crowd up. That's what content is like all about these days. Like, especially the shit that really goes viral. Why'd you move your head, Biden?
Is that the faces of this movement are rewarded with immense wealth and fame. And at the same time, essential workers are underpaid and disrespected. Teachers struggle to afford their basic needs. Doctors and lawyers are required to take on immense debt with predatory interest rates. So where's the incentive for young people to pursue a career where they meaningfully contribute to society? The truth is, it's gone. From a survey of 3,000 children in 2019.
You're fucking right, it's gone. With just how crazy inflation is, the fact that people are seeing other people just say and do the dumbest of shit and get views, money, and attention for it. It's like, why like do meaningful work that takes time for you to get good at a skill or a craft when you could just, I don't know, steal shit or be a public nuisance.
It was determined that over 71% of children in the United States want to be some form of an entertainer when they grow up.
Hold on, I'm just gonna grab some more booze. Alrighty, let's continue.
Either a YouTuber, musician, or a professional athlete. Meanwhile, in China, over 50% of children want to become an astronaut or a teacher or an engineer, and it comes down.
Moon is informative, but so depressing. Oh, absolutely. But his stuff does make you think. That's a big reason why I like his stuff. I've been a subscriber of his for like a long time now. His Tinder video is like, shit, this is good. Good shit. Though, because of how big his channel is now, there are some misses in there every now and then. Doesn't happen too often.
Down to incentives, because if you're a child in the United States, you're constantly being exposed to celebrity, usually in the form of entertainers who seemingly put in minimal effort and reap maximum rewards relative to the rest of us. It's no mystery why children would desire to abandon their pursuit of the steep and arduous ladder of the higher education system, or even physically skilled labor, in favor of something exponentially more lucrative. And this is a clear reason for society getting progressively dumber, just like in Idiocracy. The major corporations, the leaders of industry in the world, are rewarding the ability to capture attention over everything else. But why Why are the world's biggest companies pursuing watch time over developing projects that could create a better world? But before we continue, I want to tell you about our video
skip the sponsor.
See, the War Thunder
Let's
today.
go back.
But
There
when
we
you
go.
see what 2505 looks like in Idiocracy, the answer slaps you across the face in every scene, and it's evident again from the first time Joe steps into his new world. Every television show is framed with a collage of advertisements, clothing is plastered with logos, even the President's State of the Union address has a backdrop marketing soda and credit card companies. The hospitals, prisons, schools, all
St.
littered with corporate
God's
propaganda.
Memorial.
In Idiocracy's version of the future, you have no choice but to give these companies your constant attention and buy their products. In this future, fast food and energy drink companies.
Well, yeah, that's also a consequence of, consumerism. And, always trying to, have a more profitable year than the last, is that, yeah, companies are going to try and, look into people who, let me think this through. They're trying to hire, people like psychologists to really try and tap into the human mind. Like, when it comes to food companies or something, I've talked about how the food is poison and this, that, and the other quite a bit on the channel. Food companies are, their R&D team gets a lot of fucking funding because they're trying to make their product. It's not actual food; it's a food-like product. They're trying to make that shit as addictive as possible. They know what they're doing. I think the Hawk Tua girl drinks Brondo.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
Have effectively normalized themselves to the point where nobody
It's
questions
got what
why
cows
one company
crave.
provides them with the housing, food, and even medicine. Some even praise these companies for the services they provide. And our current world is just so much closer to this than you think. Advertisements are becoming more intrusive by the day, and most of us just accept it. The news articles, streaming services, public transportation, hospitals, university campuses that were all once relatively ad-free are now constantly familiarizing us with various brands and products. And as a result, major corporations continue to grow and monopolize. We're now at a point where major companies like Coca-Cola, Nestle, Amazon, and Disney own almost everything you consume on a daily basis. It's basically impossible to avoid all of this, as they actually own all the perceived
Fucking hell!
competition.
Look at all this. This is from big food. You got Mondelez. You got got Kraft. Apparently, that's a spin-off company of Mondelez. Nestle. Procter and Gamble. Oh, this is also Big Pharma too. So Big Food and Big Pharma. Procter and Gamble, Johnson and Johnson, Unilever, Mars, Kellogg's, General Mills, PepsiCo. So yeah, they own a lot. And I mean a lot.
And because they have so much influence in our society
welcome
and
back
culture,
for no
the
reason.
government is forced to cooperate with them. Even when regulations are in place, these now massive companies can use their infinite funds to buy up the influence of public officials, influencers, and the regulators themselves.
Yeah, lobbying is one of the worst things that ever happened in this country. If you ask me, lobbying should be illegal. No company should be able to just fucking lobby the government because they just want to make a profit. They don't care about the health of the people. Especially food companies. Holy shit! I'm gonna bring up the food companies again because holy shit, they are some of the biggest lobbyers in the fucking country, and they're really, really, really trying to push the government to basically make us want to eat their slop.
and in turn, they can ravage our national resources, destroy our culture and society, and commodify our primal desires at the expense of our souls. So in this context, it doesn't seem far-fetched that one day we'll wake up to a future just like this dystopia that Joe finds himself in, similar to that of Infinite Jest, where every year is advertised by the next major company, the year of the Whopper. But if this trajectory...
Yes, capitalism, the free market, is BS. Like every other system, it's all an oligarchy consented to and supported by the endless mass of normie fools.
On is so obvious, then why haven't we tried to do something about it? Well, the movie then addresses this as well. As these companies grow, they do provide more jobs to the population. According to the most recent census data, nearly 40% of Americans are employed by large companies, with this number skyrocketing over the past decade. It's over 65% if we include mid-sized companies in this figure. And so this means that 40% or 65% of Americans have a vested interest in large companies being able to turn a profit, causing them to overlook the atrocities committed by these corporations and in some cases, vote against their own long-term best interests if it means potentially avoiding layoffs.
This is another reason why voting is stupid, and that the majority of voters are indeed stupid. It's because they're incapable of thinking long-term. They just are. It's like, and also when they do provide little descriptions on, like, you know, what the issue is, it's like still it doesn't go in depth enough, but they simplify it in order to confuse. That's what I've learned. They simplify this stuff in order to confuse you. Nothing really changes. Except for death and taxes.
And we're seeing this exact same scenario illustrated in the movie. Cho, now given public office as the smartest person on earth, actually solves the country's food scarcity problem by replacing existing irrigation systems that water crops with an energy drink produced by their corporate overlords Brondo. But replacing Brondo with water on such a large scale causes the company's stocks to tank, meaning the company lays off 75% of its workforce overnight, which at this point is 75% of their entire population. This results in mass riots at the capital and a call for Joe to be sentenced to death. The masses are willing to kill the only man who can save them from starvation in order to...
Crabs in a bucket mentality. That's something else. That's a feminine trait that a lot of people in society, both men and women, have adopted. And it's not for the best. Slaves are hard to take care of, so they replace them with wage slaves and say they are and say they are free. It's all a lie. Yeah, I feel you. Like a lot of people are just becoming like disillusioned to like you know, working or whatnot. Not saying that, you know, working is bad, but you know, when it comes to the fucking wage slave shit, it's like it's just better to contribute as minimally as possible to a society that just, or not even at all, like just stop caring about it. There's like an interesting green text, there's like an interesting 4chan post that I saw about exactly that.
Preserve their corporate overlords. And I know what you might be thinking. IDIOCRACY was released by Fox, who by all accounts is one of the main corporations the movie seeks to take down with its satire. Why would Fox release a film that directly threatens their perception by the public? Well, the truth is, they did everything they could to destroy this movie. IDIOCRACY was originally meant to be released in August of 2005, but was put on indefinite hold by Fox until its final release date over a year later. And upon its release, it was only shown in 7 US cities. Fox was also completely absent in promoting the movie, and while no official comment was given, there was speculation that Fox was unhappy with how the film's message might play to its advertisers and were effectively trying to keep it from being seen by a larger audience.
For whatever reason, I just never saw the whole thing. It was just...
Well, it kind of, yeah, it didn't have much of a release, so everything that went wrong. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Like,
the film wasn't even screened for critics, and so many have speculated that the sole reason for the film's survival was that Fox had a pre-existing extremely lucrative relationship with the movie's creator, Mike Judge. It wasn't until 2018 that someone on the inside, actor Terry Crews, spoke about the film's bizarrely hamstrung release, more or less confirming all of the speculation. Crews actually had this to say: "The rumor was because we used real corporations in our comedy, these companies gave us their name, thinking they were going to get pumped up, and then we're like, welcome to Costco, we love you. And all these real corporations reactions were like, wait a minute. There were a lot of people trying to back out, but it was too late. And so Fox, who owned the movie, decided, we're going to release this in as few theaters as legally possible. So it did get a release, probably 3 theaters over one weekend, and it was sucked out.
A movie as prophetic as this, of course it's gonna get censored. Anytime somebody actually tries to claw themselves out of the bucket of crabs, you know, it could be somebody who actually is for free speech and not like the N-word girl, or somebody who is like, you know, preaching the truth. You know, that guy's gonna get dragged down or censored. Like, you know, dragged down in this by this definition would be like to be censored or shadow banned, or all the other stuff that, you know, society does to keep you in that bucket. Shekel.
Out into the vortex, making only $400,000 at the box office, making sure none of America saw this movie. So the fact that a film like Idiocracy even saw the light of day is something of a miracle. In a society where corporations who control our culture today, keeping us blind and compliant, somehow a movie that advertises their endgame slipped through the cracks. And if we take a closer look at what this endgame looks like in Idiocracy, there's still one more facet to complete corporate rule we have yet to explore, and it's physically unhealthy by design. You see, as Joe navigates the world, it becomes increasingly clear that the furniture is ergonomically designed to make you lazy, the infrastructure is designed to become unsanitary, and the only available food is designed to destroy your body. The future Idiocracy shows us is full of sedentary zombies, being drip-fed Carl Jr.'s and sex. But isn't this the antithesis of what these businesses want? Don't they want us to live longer so we can spend more of our hard-earned money on their products? They do, but it's more complicated than you might think. It starts first with encouraging the addictive dopamine feedback loop that I previously outlined, getting people addicted to satisfying their worst impulses by consumption. Sure, this is extremely effective at turning a profit, but it's only really half of the business model, because the biggest companies aren't just trying to sell you an addiction and all the negative effects that come with it. The biggest companies then want to sell you the cure. It becomes apparent with a closer look at the...
I mean, you know the meme of, you know, they feed us poison so we could buy their cures while they suppress our medicine. You know that meme, right? I mean, it is a very silly meme, but I'm glad it got appropriated by, you know, people on our side of the political spectrum, where it actually is funny and not just promoting cannabis use. But it's like, yeah, you know, we do have, once again, I've talked about it before, but a lot of these pharmaceutical drugs, that Big Pharma wants you hooked on these pills for life. Like, once again, there's a reason why they keep on pursuing, like all this fucking trans shit. It's so fucking lucrative for these companies. Like, if you get your cock chopped off, and you know, you start taking all the hormones and fucking up your body, well, that's one permanent customer that Big Pharma has, and you're helping them make bank.
The American Diabetes Association, the American Cancer Society, the American Heart Association, and the Susan G. Komen Foundation. You'll see that they're accepting millions of dollars in funding from companies like Kraft, Taco Bell, and KFC, in addition to massive pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson. So when we look at the leading companies that make food, the non-profits meant to educate the population on nutritional intake and disease, and the corporations that develop drugs to treat illnesses, they all have a vested interest in maintaining an unhealthy population. That's why almost everyone around you is so unhealthy these days.
Yeah, once again. Oh, if we were to provide an example of stupidity getting an audience, Nikocado Avocado 100% fits that mold. Like, he just releases these hour-long videos that are of like nothing. Just nothing. I feel bad for the Kiwi farmers who have to watch through all his shit. And just to point out, oh, Nikocado did something stupid. That looks so good. I'd work out just to eat that. That's Taco Bell Goy Slop AC.
why people are dying at record rates of cancer. The lines blur even further when food companies such as Nestle directly purchase ownership in health science and research laboratories, and pharmaceutical companies start to invest directly in companies that specialize in the production of food and agriculture. But this doesn't begin and end with food. You can find pharmaceutical companies and religious organizations around the world that have vested interest in nearly every addictive industry across the board. Industries including alcohol, tobacco, gambling, and pornography. They offer pills, treatments, the perfect woman.
Huh. I wonder which religious group wants to promote all that, especially the pornography part. He's full of gay chemicals they put in the frog water.
Counseling for all the very addictions they help promote, and it's a very vicious cycle. And I'm not saying these corporations want to deliberately destroy humanity. Instead, they want to nudge us into addiction, push us into a situation where we must do everything we can to survive, giving more and more of our power away to the worst among us, then capitalizing on this desperation, the natural human instinct to survive, by selling us the solutions to our struggles. And the truth is, it's working. Although the average human IQ has risen dramatically over the past century, it's been dropping steadily over recent decades. And it's not down to genetics or the idea that dumb people are reproducing at a higher rate than smart people. Researchers are actually finding that the same cognitive differences between generations within the greater population are prevalent within members of the same family. So the evidence supports the theory that this decline in collective IQ is completely tied to the environment our society is creating around us.
Think about it for a second. Like, the kind of stuff that people are eating, right? They're not eating like grass-fed steaks. They're not eating like free range chicken. They're not eating wild caught fish. No, they're eating mystery meat goy slop for most of the week. It's because they like they're addicted to shit like Ritalin that they were hooked on when they were a kid. It's also the food is also addictive, really addictive. And so when you have like just multiple bad habits just kind of overlaying on like one after another. So think about it like this. So when you're a kid, you're hooked on Ritalin, so that's an addiction. And there's consequences if you stop. And then, your parents are, if you're raised in a single mother household, the single mom is feeding you goy slop. So chances are you're gonna get hooked on that stuff, and you're not gonna like the taste of real food as much. And then as you get older, you feel like shit because you're eating like shit, and you're still taking these drugs. And then because you feel like shit, then they put you on SSRIs. That's addictive too. That's another addiction. And then, because you're just looking for some form of release, you start drinking to forget your problems, not to have fun. And or you could also have drinking and all the other drugs. You get duped into thinking marijuana is this fucking miracle drug. I mean, when I was like smoking Kush, I was like, I just wanted to smoke Kush. I didn't really care about the mumbo jumbo that people were telling me about. Like, good Lord. I'm not a fan of stoners. Undead Chronic and like a few others are the only ones I could actually be around. Yeah, they do cause changes in the brain, and it's just something else that people are going to be hooked on for life. And you see, all this shit adds together. Oh yeah, I forgot to add pornography, because chances are this guy's not getting any action because women have these insanely high standards. And so you just create this vicious cycle of addiction, and of course that's going to lead to a collective drop in IQ, especially throughout the generations. Right now, I think Right now it's the worst, but then 20 years it's probably going to be even worse if things don't massively change. I took them as a kid. I still get shocked sometimes. Damn, dude. They're putting young kids on SSRIs now. Holy shit. That is brutal.
Us. So what can we do to change this environment, to alter this hopeless trajectory we're on, to avoid full-on idiocracy becoming our reality? Well, Joe actually tells us in a single moment of self-reflection from the movie. Joe realizes at this moment that it wasn't just the dumbest of us contributing to society's downfall, it was everyone else who sat back and did nothing while we were spiraling towards the gutter. It was those of us who actively avoided the opportunity to lead in the face of crisis and decided to follow instead.
People wrote books and movies that had stories. So you cared whose ass it was and why it was farting, and I believe that time can come again.
Or worse, those of us who recognized the incoming disaster and simply chose to get out of the way. So find some time to do something today. Step away from the hamster wheel of dopamine and consumption that even the best and smartest of all of us fall victim to daily. Even if we can take just 30 minutes out of our day to enjoy a walk with no distractions, look at the trees, breathe in the fresh air, and learn more about the world, maybe then we can avoid the dystopian future Idiocracy predicts.
Yep. However, I do like the solution he presents. Like, touch grass. However, especially when it comes to people my age who have lower IQ scores than me, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna be in that little cycle of dopamine. They don't want to think about things. Like, it's honestly, when I'm at the bars, it's refreshing actually getting into a real serious conversation. We agree on some things, disagree on others, and the conversation, even though we're yelling at each other because it's a loud bar, it's like we're still talking. We're still talking like adults here. It's like we understand what's going on in society. It's so refreshing because usually my conversations at the bars, when it comes to a lot of the people I talk to there, it's about shit that doesn't matter. It's just the case. People don't know how to actually talk about serious issues because they lack the IQ. They lack IQ points to do it. Most addiction is caused by the lack of other stuff to do. They have done this in rat tests. Even with hard drugs, they can only make them addicted if they take everything else away. Yeah, that's true as well. It's like people aren't really because of the lockdowns and shit. It's like that has long-lasting consequences on how people socialize. And so I was already pretty introverted. I was already on my computer a lot, but it's but even then it's I could at least still talk to people. If I wanted to go outside and maybe visit the dining hall or something, just to kind of see who was there and just talk to people. It's yeah, that's fine by me. I don't mind doing that. I think that's kind of fun. It's nice to get out of your room or out of my room. But people aren't doing that anymore. They want to be sedated. They're not, and the kind of stuff they're watching, it's not anything of fucking substance. They're not actually thinking about anything. They're not thinking, whenever I watch stuff, I'm thinking out loud. I do think out loud. I think that's a good thing to do. To not just blindly consume something. To actually think about what you're consuming and, if you agree with it or not. People don't do that. Anyways. Let's get... Actually, hold on. But before we get to our regular cancellation, I'm just gonna use a little Clementine's room real quick. I'll be back. Alrighty, I am back. Oh, hey Shinobi. Mr. Beast's latest video got so many dislikes. Damn, I heard about that. I'm happy to hear that. It probably got more dislikes than what dislike counters are telling people. Alrighty, now let's get to our regular cancellation. So, I actually wanted to toss my hat into the Paris Olympics ring here. I think that opening ceremony and the shit that has been going on there, I really do believe it is an indicator of just how bad things are going. We are about to reach critical mass on idiocracy in society. So we have a video from Odd Man Out News, and he's going to be or Better Bachelor, his news channel, where he's going to be talking about all the shit that's been going on in Paris for the past week. Oh, hold on. That's weird. Let's just refresh the video.
Guys, welcome to the program. Have you ever been insulted and then somebody told you it was a compliment or an apology? That's pretty much what the Olympics just did to all of their viewers. The Olympics finally offers insulting and weak apology to furious viewers.
Oh yeah, for context, this is after all the shit from the opening ceremony, the blatant mockery of the Last Supper. And the centerpiece of that Last Supper being a fat dyke and a blue man. Pro tip, intro music should not upstage the host.
I would put it more on the line of, imagine somebody calls you a name.
Or upstage the show.
And it offends you, and instead of saying sorry to you, they say, I wish you weren't such a baby. That's pretty much what happened with this apology. So we'll jump right into it. First, we're going to look at the viewers, the views of the ceremony, the ratings, and they're not good, although they're desperate to make them sound good. They say the ratings for the Paris Olympics opening ceremony scored an early victory for NBC. 29 million people watched Friday's spectacle, and a spectacle it was, on the scene.
A spectacle for all the wrong reasons. It literally, the whole reason why the guy made the opening ceremony the way he did was to piss people off. He worded it in flowery language, because that's what a lot of these provocateurs like to do, but it was to piss people off.
To
rile up the crowd.
According to the Nielsen and Adobe Analytics. And they say, oh, this is a huge jump over the 17 million who clicked on the kickoff of the 2021 Olympics. However, It's only 8% better than the 2016. But how does it compare to the most recent, or second to most recent one in 2012 from London? Well, the London one had 40.7 million viewers. So it's only better by 8% than 2016, and that's going to quickly fall off. And it falls way short.
The Olympics is trash. It needs an alternative competitor.
Of the 40.7 million in 2012 with only 20...
Though my one question for you, Raisin, is what would that be?
9 million. So it's had quite a
Mine
fall
is
off
going to be the Special Olympics.
Only a hair better than 2016. So it wasn't a big opening. It wasn't great. It's not really an accomplishment. And then everybody turned in, and they were really offended by what they saw. This is from Politorican, I guess you would pronounce it. And he says, how does 99.999% of people feel about the Olympics?
I saw It's a Gundam put that in his video on the Paris situation. Yeah, just fucking throw it away.
And it's them basically throwing the blue dude into a dumpster. And that's pretty much how everybody feels on this. This has been viewed 2.3 million times, and it has 102,000 likes.
Wrong button.
Everything woke turns to shit.
With 1.3 or 1,300 comments, and all the comments are, yeah, I agree, thank you, I agree. Everybody's 100% on board with this. Just no one except the elites in the left, crazy lefties that like this kind of stuff, is on board with it. So they came out with an apology. They say Paris Olympics.
Even just seeing a cropped version of that, it's like, oh my god, it's a fucking eye workout.
Organizers apologized to Christians for Last Supper parody, but it's not. They don't take accountability for what they did, and they didn't really apologize to what they did. They apologized that you misunderstood it and you're kind of stupid. That's the way it reads. They say the organizing committee of Paris 2024 has apologized to Christian groups who were outraged by a scene during the opening ceremony that evoked Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper painting with drag queens, a man dressed as a woman, and a singer made up as the Greek god of wine. I guess that's him, Dionysus, I suppose. The parody of the biblical scene performed against the backdrop of River Seine, I don't know how you French pronounce it, Seine, I guess, was intended to interpret...
Here's something funny, or maybe not so funny, but people, apparently there was like an event where they had to swim through that river, a river that is notorious for being one of the most polluted rivers in all of Europe. Yeah, you could expect just the amount of yakking that the person had to do. I think it was like 10 times. He threw up 10 times. It would be an alternative organization that doesn't recognize the statistics and records of the Olympics. It would have its own version of everything with subtle changes to events. I see. Yeah, that actually would be nice.
Interpret Dionysus and raise awareness of the absurdity of harm between human beings. That, no one took that away from any of this. Not a person. The committee was forced to...
When I saw that image, I was thinking... blasphemy. Literal fucking blasphemy.
Apologize. Notice forced to apologize because they're worried about the ratings and the good old, where's my button for it? That's right. They're worried about the good old money that they're going to lose.
Everything woke.
They say clearly there was never an intention to show disrespect, but there was, because you exactly parodied the painting, The Last Supper. They said the opening ceremony tried to celebrate community tolerance. So what does that mean? You're celebrating...
So when it comes to something like South Park making fun of religion, I don't have a problem with that. It's done it's done out of tact. Like, Trey Parker and Matt Stone actually know how to write comedy. But this fucking ceremony, it's like, of course people are going to be pissed off about it.
Community tolerance. That means either we have to tolerate your debauchery or you're tolerating us because we don't like you. I'm not sure which it is, but tolerance is not really a message of love and coming together now, is it? The spokesperson, Anne DeCamps, told a press conference, "We believe this ambition was achieved. If people have taken any offense, we're all really sorry."
Alternatives and competition is their worst nightmare. The only reason people are looking at the blue fat guy is because they don't have any other event to look forward to. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't really care much about the Olympics these days, but I'm sure now they're not going to do that whole thing again in the 2026 winter one.
So if you're offended, sorry for you, but we're not sorry for actually doing it. France has a rich Catholic heritage, but also a long tradition of secularism and anti-clericalism. They say blasphemy is legal and considered by many to be an essential pillar of freedom of speech. Supporters of the tableau praised its message of inclusivity and tolerance. So if you don't feel like you were included, and this was very inclusive, then I guess you better be tolerant, or we're going to be tolerant of you for, I don't know, having morals. I'm not quite sure what this means. The Catholic Church of France said it deplored a ceremony that included scenes of derision and mockery of Christianity. Monsignor Emmanuel Gobillard, a delegate of the Bishop of France for the Games, said some French athletes had trouble sleeping because of the fallout from the controversy. Well, good.
Just like crack McDonald's and corn, people would move on if they had an alternative. However, when it comes to I think people actually want they have an innate desire to want to eat good food, healthy food. But the problem is the food industry doesn't want us to be healthy.
Archbishop Charles Scicluna, the highest-ranking Catholic official in Malta and an official for the Vatican's powerful doctrinal office, said he had contacted France's ambassador to Valletta to complain about the gratuitous insult. The Italian Bishops' Conference said that what should have been a celebration of French culture took an unexpectedly negative turn, becoming a parade of banal errors accompanied by trite and predictable ideologies. This has so many different words and accents from different countries. I'm sure I'm going to be pronouncing things way wrong. I apologize in advance for that. An article in Avvenire, the daily Italian newspaper affiliated with the Catholic Church, said, "Don't take us for moralistic bigots, but what's the point of having to experience every single global event, even a sporting one, as if it were a pride event?" Matteo Salvini, the leader of the far-right league,
Yeah, that's something else too. It's like, if this is something else about Idiocracy, just kind of making a parallel to the movie, is that like you're not just expected to tolerate debauchery, you're expected to participate in this debauchery. And if you don't participate in the debauchery, then the people are just gonna make fun of you for it, and even goes back to the way you speak.
Which is centrist, probably. A party in Giorgia Meloni's coalition government described the segment as squalid. Opening the Olympics by insulting billions of Christians around the world was really a bad start, dear French, he added. The Hungarian Prime Minister, Viktor Orban, spoke of the moral void of the West. Some commentators said the controversy was another example of 21st century culture wars turbocharged by a 24-hour news cycle and social media. Thomas Jolly, the artistic director.
I think that comment is kind of overthinking things a little bit. What's happening is that some faggot decided to make this whole ceremony to rile people up. It's to get people talking. Like, once again, I think Grego said this to me about, attention. Like, attention is an economy. And what other way could one get attention than through doing something as vile and blasphemous as the fucking Paris opening ceremony?
Behind the flamboyant opening ceremony said religious subversion had never been his intention. We wanted to talk about diversity. Diversity means being together. We wanted to include everyone, as simple as that, he said. Except then he completely...
But you're only including like 3% of the fucking population. How is that inclusive if you're only just showcasing one fucking demographic?
Completely segmented and made fun of Christianity. And you notice they don't do that about any other religion. So let's look at a couple more reactions here. This is the IOC's statement. I did take a screenshot of it because I was afraid it would disappear, but it's got 2.2 thousand. I need to read that as 2,200. It's got 2,200 comments on it and only 491 likes. Let's go refresh that and see how it's coming along. It now has 2,400 comments on it and 522 likes. Needless to say, this is what we call a ratio. People are not happy with their statement. The IOC says, and they tweet, the IOC has taken note of and welcomes the clarification given by Paris 20.
So, for this whole fucking apology, it reeks of this.
Brando's got what plants crave.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
Our ceremony was open and was inclusive and tolerant. Yeah, we put drag queens in it.
24 organizing committee regarding the opening ceremony. So they take note of it and they welcome it, but they don't say that they accept it and or disavow anything or apologize. That's very important. The organizing committee also said that if anyone was offended by certain scenes, this was completely unintentional and they were sorry, except they're not, because they know what they're putting up is very controversial and very disliked by Christians, especially, but also conservative people, also that might have children watching the opening events, also people that are not all in on the LGHD TV, also the people that don't believe men can be women and women can be men. Also,
so something else too. The purpose of the institution that is the Olympics is to broadcast to the world the best athletes in from different countries. But now, because it's been ideologically taken over, that's not its purpose anymore. Like think about it. Like with Brando, the company's purpose was to make an energy drink, but now it has basically all the jobs and owns the housing and all this other stuff.
So the fact that there were many scantily dressed people. So it's really kind of in the face of...
And so now, the purpose, because of that opening ceremony, the purpose of the Olympics is to peddle left-wing propaganda. That's what it is now. Because they showed the world, they showed people who aren't on board with this shit. And kids also like to watch the Olympics too. And so the first thing they see in that opening ceremony is a bunch of weird fucking people that they probably shouldn't be seeing.
Of a lot of different people, not just ones that are religious. Here's some of the responses. Or a weak response, just pathetic. They're starting to see what happens when you disrespect God, and these ratings are absolutely tanking. Someone else says, y'all not sorry. You're sorry we started noticing.
That's a big one, too. Lefties love to punish you for the sin of noticing what they're doing and calling them out on it. And then when these... it's the same thing with, like, Bud Light and Target and now the Olympics. We're not sorry we're not actually sorry. We're mad at you, the consumer, for noticing.
Someone else says it's an age-old story. Most are sorry because they got caught, and not sorry they're truly sorry, especially during the damages done and can't be walked back, which leads to the next issue. Behaviors will never change where no consequences exist. This one probably has the most likes. This is a horrible statement that in no way takes responsibility for what you did. It compounds the error by treating the reader as an idiot. Now, some of the headlines, and I do have some more reactions that are kind of fun. The Paris organizers say the same thing. They're sorry if the Last Supper parody in Olympic opening ceremony offends you. They're not sorry they did it. They're sorry that you're offended by their
And that you
narcissistic output. And that's the big takeaway. If they were really sorry, they'd be sorry for what they'd be sorry, as in sorry what we did offend.
These people and their quote-unquote apologies.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
That's what it sounds like. And they're trying their damnedest to reason, but they can't reason for shit.
Offended you. Not sorry you're offended because we're celebrating tolerance. That is the completely wrong message to have here. And most people, as a matter of fact, not anybody that I know of, has actually accepted their apology. Now, to wrap this up, and this is kind of a fun one of those, I wonder if this has anything to do with it. Interestingly enough, there was a power outage in Paris. Netizens linked the blackout to making fun of Christianity at the Olympics opening ceremony. They did note that Paris was completely in blackout except for the church, which is pretty symbolic. The Sacré-Cœur, which is the Sacred Heart, if my French serves me correct. They say social media has erupted with claims that Paris had been struck by a major power outage, though official confirmation is still pending. Numerous users...
Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on that? The only thing having power after the opening ceremony is the church having power. I wonder what your guys' thoughts are on that. The Holy AC says the Holy War has begun. It sure seems like it. I don't think it's going to be a bloody one, but fifth generational warfare, people. Learn, the elites have been weaponizing idiots for so long. The guiding light in an evil night, says Shinobi Wan. Yeah, good comment.
Users on X, formerly known as Twitter, have posted videos and pictures suggesting the city has been plunged into darkness following a supposed blackout. However, amid the widespread blackout, the light continued to shine brightly upon Basilica of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, also known as the Sacré-Cœur, creating a striking and symbolic image against the night sky. The blackout is real. The fact that the church was still bathed in light is real. I find both things rather interesting. And this happened, I guess, several...
I also remember reading a Not the Bee article about a double rainbow in Nashville. And even after... And I think it was there after all the... something good happened. Something good happened. And it's it gave people a lot of hope. And it's God... God loves us and all that stuff. So yeah, I found it to be a nice, wholesome story. However, a lot of skeletons in their closet catacombs. Ah, yes, the French catacombs.
Hours or within 24 hours. I don't know if this is actually true. Obviously, we can have all different theories on it. But it is kind of interesting that you make fun of Christians and the entire city's power goes out, except the church stays alight. I don't know if you're a religious person, but I can tell you this: sometimes coincidences happen for a reason, and sometimes it's not coincidences. This goes down through and just talks about all the outages.
Anyways, so the reason why the Paris Olympics tonight are gonna be canceled largely has to do with the fact that it kind of cements like all the stuff we've been talking about throughout the night. Social media, broken people, woke bullshit, kind of cements it all. And so, with all that being said, the Paris Olympics are indeed canceled. However,
here comes Daredevil.
We have our Sucker Punch segment. I want to end the show a bit more on a comedic approach. So, tonight we're going to be canceling Sydney Watson. And we have a video here from the Aristocratic Utensil going over a pretty dumb tweet that Sydney Watson made.
Oh boy, another instance of an ovarian creature saying something asinine, which means it's a day ending in Y. This time, Sydney Watson. Again, apparently she didn't take my advice last time to just shut up. Then again, female, let's not expect miracles over here. You know, between her, Lauren Southern, and Ashley Sinclair, it's like the Three Stooges of faux right-wing cringe. So she shared this. It's bizarre.
This one.
How videos of women having fun and being silly always seem to go viral on this app, and a bunch of angry little people grow a pair of balls and say, "Men, we all know who you mean," try to turn it into some broad conversation about women in the workforce, voting, etc. Let people enjoy things. Also, Sydney, corporate feminism is bad for business. The women destroying Star Wars.
Gen Z boss and a mini, itty bitty cheese and a bob, 5'3" and an attitude, secret product in the trench, new friend green and a sneaky link.
You know what, guys? Because I love you so much, I'm a generous orange. I really am. I'm gonna show you my love for you guys. I'm gonna show you right now how much I love you guys. We're gonna watch the whole fucking thing of that. And we're gonna go crazy doing so. Oh no, he's going to edge us.
Gen Z boss and a mini, Gen Z boss and a mini, itty bitty cheese and a
You're
bob,
gonna suffer as I have.
5'3" and an attitude, 5'3" and an attitude, secret product in the trench, secret product in the trench, new friend green and a sneaky link, new friend green and a sneaky link, fake 10 hands in a hoop, fake 10 hands in a hoop, Gen Z boss and a mini, Gen Z boss and
Let it extend. Let it extend! Your torment will never end! Not just kidding, that's the whole fucking thing. Yeah. Anyways, back to the video. They are singing about their retardant red flags now. Good one, Shinobi. Apparently there was like a part 2 to this, and it has, one of the lines is, women should go back to the kitchen. I agree with that line right there. I really do. I agree with that line. You'd probably be happier with if you're with a good man, giving him kids, cooking and cleaning. Better than that. Better than singing about how you're a boss in a mini skirt.
I have low esteem for everyone else.
Yes, I cut it down to...
Just the thought of years of college and possible debt to have this type of woman throwing away my resume or denying me a job opportunity because she flicked her bean wrong.
Because I don't hate all of you, or myself for that matter. Apparently this was to promote a soap company or something. Don't know, don't care either way. Because it's cringe. If men did this, it'll be mocked too. To be honest, I think getting angry at women having fun is way more cringe than this video. Sydney, no one is angered by this.
I like that tweet from Salty Cracker. Women shouldn't be allowed to vote. I agree. Though we'd be far better off as a society if that was the case.
Gives them Forrest Whitaker eye or causes them the face palm because this is cringe and gay. The comments, however, naturally were not forgiving, and frankly, thank God for that. Hell, even Sargon coming in here with a bit of a redemption arc, well done to him, by the way, especially after he got shredded for that piece defending women on the right several months ago. It's because they are unserious.
Men would never do that. In no universe ever in the multiverse did men ever do that. Yeah, I mean, a guy might do something like that to as a form of mockery, because that absolutely deserves mockery. But no, women do this shit like on the company time when they should be getting stuff done. Imagine how many takes that took, and then edited it and uploaded it online. Probably took a bit of time.
And childish. True. These people expect respect for the positions they hold, then trivialize themselves like this and wonder why people don't respect their authority. If women expect to be taken seriously by others, they need to behave seriously. My good God, the concept of equality, shame it'll fall on deaf ears, case in point. Sydney, missing it, obviously. Oh no, how dare a group of women have fun and post it on the internet. Have you considered doing that not at work and not during office hours, or does this concept confuse your already dim-witted noggin? But seriously...
Good Lord, if I was still working at the library that I used to work at, I would abso-fucking, and my boss told me, come join us, we're doing this stupid TikTok trend. I just say, no thank you, I'm going to get back to work here. I would never throw away my dignity like that.
This argument doesn't even make sense. It's not like they're in a board meeting acting like this. Okay, so you are admitting this behavior is inappropriate for a workplace environment. Interesting admission, that one. And the reason they wouldn't be is because in a board meeting, they'd be men. They made a video for social media and it's clearly promoting their brand as they had hoped, even though no one can tell what the hell is being advertised here. And then there's me. It doesn't make sense to you because you're not a man. We don't expect you to understand. You're proving their point. Also, shout out to Salty there saying women shouldn't vote. Very based. I'm glad to see more blokes hopping on board the train of sanity. Now, let me explain this, because this is...
That's another one. TikTok videos are not in my contract.
Very, very simple stuff. It revolves around this magical thing called standards, something women have yet to be reintroduced to since it fell out of favor in the 1960s hippie era thanks to a vat of acid. Men and women are not equal, and I will keep saying that until I am hated for it. Women produce children, men produce society. This is how our species functions. Classic division of labor. Because I'm a man, I have a penis, and the magical ingredient...
I saw a guy I knew in BJJ say yes to doing a TikTok with the girls after class. I walked out of the class looking at him in a RNC by a woman while they recorded him. I lost so much respect as I left.
That heightens the Huang wisdom and the pattern recognition. I understand that social media exacerbates certain kinds of behavior. It thrives on the sex shock and stupid, whether it's City's video on the 19th Amendment, Lauren's one on women, or Ashley Sinclair getting annihilated in the comments section on the trigonometry video. And I have noticed the comments on these posts and videos have a colossal mountain of feedback from men, all focused on their behavior. Look at Sargon's post there. It's because they are unserious and childish. These people expect respect for their positions they hold and trivialize themselves like this and wonder why people don't respect their authority. Well, women shouldn't have any power and authority. That's what men are for. But notice...
Also, like you said earlier, Shinobi, women don't make for good leaders. Whether... I mean, if you take a look at the companies that are being ran by women, they go on a sharp decline. Than if they were to be ran by a guy. Like, that's the fucking boss. She is in a position of authority. Why is she doing this? And she got backlash for it, and rightfully so. Hell really went under when Lilith joined up.
There's no mention of women, only people and inappropriate behavior. And for whatever reason...
I've trained and have a colored belt. I'm good at what I do. Better than the hawk to a girl. Ask my bro. We're all better. We're all better people. Honestly, a positive takeaway from all this: we are all better people than the hawk to a girl. We are actually interesting people. We actually have lives, and our lives aren't solely revolved around sex and sexual acts.
These bloody female content creators can't seem to get that through their heads. Philosophy Cat, who also blocked me because she couldn't handle blunt South African opinion, some people are really triggered by women being silly and having fun. P.S. No, they are not. It's so fucking obvious how many people will use women doing anything at all, innocuous or otherwise, to shit on them. Like, we get it, you don't like women. Stop hiding behind retarded pseudo-intellectual arguments. No, Sydney, actually, very evidently, you don't get it, which is fucking astonishing considering your post, much like every other one that's drowning in cringe, has a shit ton of men explaining to you over and over again the problem with this. None of which you have any response to, by the way. Cope and seethe. It's like, have you considered that you're miserable and
This is definitely not my alt account at all. Damn, Spoon.
Grouchy attitude is the problem. Have you considered that the so-called miserable...
We need to be something before our lives revolve around XX. Then our lives revolve around the repercussions of XX.
And grouchy attitude is a consequence born of your behavior.
Let's actually read that tweet right here. It's the fact that you women behave like children. You are utterly incapable of taking any criticism, and the moment it's explained to you, you instantly deflect an insult. At the heart of it, you are wired like children. Power and responsibility belong to men, not you. Which, 100% true. That's something else about, like, TikTok and social media as well. It's like, it promotes this kind of behavior. Like, once again, the Hawk Tuah girl got popular because of social media. She wouldn't have been popular if social media wasn't around, because people wouldn't know who she is.
No, apparently not. It seems to be far above your range of midwit capacity to reason, or rather lack thereof. Heaven's sake, if a bunch of men behave this exact same way, the comments would still say the same damn thing because it was directed at behavior, not sex. I don't know if it's because these...
Also, women these days, they're just utterly incapable of separating behavior and hold on. They are incapable of separating criticism towards them and criticism towards their actions. They meld them together to be, if you're criticizing their actions / behavior, you're criticizing them as a person. And I was like, no, that's not what we're talking about. And so whenever you criticize a woman for bad behavior, it's like, she's going to fucking explode at you. Because, once again, women and accountability, oil and water.
Women are disingenuous or playing the algorithm game, or they are genuinely stupid. But they seem to either fail to understand, or perhaps care rather, that doing the same stupid thing over and over again might instill in the male mind some kind of perception of the behavior of modern women. Shocking. Much the same way that failure to take heed why men find this behavior abhorrent, as they explain it repeatedly, and you either fail to grasp the merits of their critique because you're too...
They can't grasp it. Also, if you criticize one woman, all women are affected. Yeah, that's a good point too. It's like, that's when the sisterhood stops kind of scheming behind each other's backs and just comes together in a fucking hive mind. That's egocentric. They are expecting men's criticisms to be about the person rather than the behavior, because that's what women do. They criticize the person.
Stupid or blindly ignored out of an inflated sense of ego will lead them to conclude that women are kind of ditzy and thick. My word, this isn't rocket science. This is basic pattern recognition 101 over here. Prolonged exposure to these kinds of patterns will heighten the senses of the males and cause them to adjust their expectations accordingly, and repeated interactions with them will increase the sensitivity, reduce the length of the fuse, and cause them to reach the ditzy moron conclusion faster with increasingly less benefit of the doubt. Historically, because responsibility comes with consequences and the burden of responsibility was always on the shoulders of men, seeing as they hold the monopoly on force,
men, when it comes to like men and duty, we are wired to understand duty. We like, and also responsibility too. Like there's a reason why, you know, there's the mantra of with great power comes great responsibility. A woman isn't programmed for that. Like, she's just not.
Women don't seem to be wired to understand the concept of male-oriented consequences, which is the spaces they are.
Women know we don't live on a flat earth because the world revolves around them. Their mind is the center of the universe.
Attempting to occupy now and failing miserably at it. This is the reason why there is such a focus on removing the rights of women to vote. And I will keep saying this too, because men care about society. They care about function. Modern women only care about themselves. And these so-called anti-woke LARPing conservative women are the same vibe of cringe. They're hooked on attention, same as every other female. They don't listen to men, they don't care to, and the moment you try to explain any of this, they revert to the leftist response of, what do you mean we can't do whatever the hell we like all the time? Consequences, what are those? Men don't hate you because you're women, they hate you because your behavior is stupid and you're destructive to society. Especially in the wake of the Trump shooting and the incompetent cock of
Yeah, there's definitely no corruption there at all.
But the Secret Service there. I mean, look at this. From the diversity Cheeto herself, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody on a sloped roof.
Good lord.
How about the safety of the person you're supposed to protect, you incompetent imbecile? Secure the building from the inside. Yeah, how did that one turn out? I have no words. Oh, and by the way, to the male content creators who commented on this, the ones who went, well, we're not saying all women, all of that bollocks. Chaps, you have a history-defining example of their undeniable inadequacy here, and you still want to play this hashtag not all political BS? Are you freaking kidding me? If after all of this, you are not 100% on board a flat-out rejection of all women when it comes to the arena of force, I don't know what to tell you. If you were some higher profile figure, would you want any females protecting you? No, you freaking wouldn't.
And that's the thing too. Spoon here talks about the use of force a lot, and it's like I'm absolutely starting to like I mean, as if I already haven't been seeing it. It's just a bit more obvious when he words it like that. It's just like women should really just tone it down. Like it's pretty simple. Just tone it down, or better yet, just do something more productive. But instead, you're doing this and causing the collapse of civilization. Yay!
Look at them in the political arena. What do they do with the capacity to vote? What do they desire? Oh, right, abortion, as they claim they are more than just their bodies and vote based on sexual motivations, and then wonder why no one takes them seriously. No, I must have a say because my Handmaid's Tale or some stupid shit. And by the way, this is how you can identify a female with a brain, one capable of understanding maths. Ask them how they feel about the 19th, because the smartest women I know will either give up the right to vote because they know it doesn't matter, or they understand for every smart female like them, there's 9 other ones that are dumb as a stump, and so their intellect and wit is drowned by a horde of morons, and so no women voting actually produces better outcomes. Every bloody female political figure at some point focuses on women's issues, never on anything to do with men. Men focus on both because society includes both. Hell, men accrue resources to court a damn female. family, safety, pass on genes, keep the species going. Do they know how any...
And yet, when it comes to the clown show that is modern day society, the women don't want to think about that because they've been brainwashed at a young age by so many people around them into thinking, patriarchy and oppressed and you're setting us back. And it's like you are just, at this point, you were just kind of asking for your rights to be taken away with every fucking cringe thing you do, every divorce, every man you cheat on, all the stealing of his financial assets, and the whole giant list that I've probably went over before. Yeah, I don't trust you with any kind of power or leadership.
of society works? No, they haven't a freaking clue. Let me end it with this. This is from Marianne Williamson. She was a Democratic candidate in this cycle. Not that any of that matters. No one cares. But anyway, she's having a bit of a melter here thanks to J.D. Vance being selected as VP because, drama is all they have. Watching male voices agreeing with and even celebrating J.D. Vance's misogynistic comments, I see us retreating to a psychologically barbaric civilization. Do you see what I mean with the drama? You live in the 21st century West. You wouldn't know barbarism if a drop kicked your dentures out of your face. These people are over-exaggerating idiots. It actually bothers me, the childishly absurd notions of drama.
So, when it comes to ignorance or malcontent, the words that this woman is saying, it's both. Over-embellishing stuff to get a rise out of people, that's evil. That's legitimately evil. But at the same time, I also think she believes in this nonsense. So she is an idiot in that regard too.
Drama these dimwits spew. And they're supposed to be the adults in the room? Like, the level of weakness shown by these humans who talk like this, considering the unimaginable luxury they live in, is deeply embarrassing to me. Mocking women, controlling women, in any way suppressing women is a way of making sure civilization does not move forward. This is not a moment to just roll your eyes, considering our present state of affairs. To say this out loud smacks of tone deaf at best and straight up learning disability at worst. You know what fascinates me? At no point do women ever realize equality is a complete farce, born of politics and nothing else. It has no basis in reality in any way whatsoever. The only reason they have rights at all, liberties or capacity to do anything of their own volition, is because of the graces of the men around them, because men enforce those rights. At no point, because it is utterly unnatural for them to realize this because they are the beneficiaries of politics and so they can't, will they understand the standards that men innately set for each other will be applied to them as well. This is why any criticism of them is reflexively met with the label of misogyny, because they've never been held to the same standards as men. The reality is, the overwhelming majority of them simply just aren't good enough. And by the way, look at our numbers here. This woman has over 2.5 million followers. I have well under 3,500. She gets 184,000 views, 1,100 and something likes. I get just over 5,000 views, but I have about 30% of the likes she gets. That's insane. And by the way, the post, hilarious. It's full of men trolling her. Fantastic. She talks about suppressing women and controlling women ensures civilization doesn't move forward. So I simply ask, give me a single example of how listening to your sex has improved civilization as a whole.
I can only think that it, once again, birth control, a detriment, massive negative effects on society. The 19th Amendment, we're seeing those negative effects right now. Abortion, massive fucking negative consequences, and the list goes on and on and on and on. I could talk about the disaster that was, second wave feminism, third wave feminism, this fucking fourth stage cancer that we're in, or stage 4 cancer. I could keep going on, but let's wrap up this video.
Even one example. This woman on the right here, Mary Kirst, who also blocked me and deleted the post, I wonder why. Thankfully, I jotted it down, wrote the following. Women having control over their reproduction is a sign of a country emerging from poverty. In many countries, women aren't even allowed to say no to sex. First off, the latter there implies access to sex. That's not even a function of reproduction. That's a cultural problem. That's laws and etiquette. The first one implies you were under restriction, and now when a nation builds wealth, women somehow...
Oh, hey, Noctis, how's it going? 07 to you too.
...being able to have more sex with less chance of getting pregnant or giving birth is somehow better for society. The most generous interpretation I can get from this is the very gift of womanhood you consider...
Make it like in Robert A. Heinlein's Starship Troopers. You have to serve in the military for the right to vote. Then again, I'm all in favor of just like getting rid of fucking voting altogether at this point. Cause too many stupid people.
A problem, and the wealth of the nation needs to be spent on you becoming part of production. To make a long story short, I'm going to go ahead and say this is a very long-winded way of saying all of you have penis envy. With all of that being said, let me ask a question here. Considering how many of you whine constantly about men in power, and how you tout equality and cheer every time there's some historic moment because someone with a vagina now claims a position of authority traditionally held by men, how many things can you fuck up before we are permitted to notice your sex does a piss-poor job? Or does that equality not apply to you, you cowardly bunch of hypocrites? Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.
Just got my new TV, so watch the stream on the big screen. Hey, that's pretty cool. As for the question, a question for you all. When was the last time you saw any female public figure take accountability for anything? I can't think of a single time. I really can't. Just a rationalization of, you fucking noticed me doing this? I'm just gonna give a half-hearted apology and not actually mean it. But I'm still mad at you for you noticing the corruption that happened. That just doesn't fucking happen. So, ultimately, okay, actually I do want to end the stream off by going into this little tirade. So this is like bonus segment number 3. So let's get to the after show here. Where is that? There it is. So, if you guys have seen like those man on the street interviews where it's like, oh, the guy's asking some other person a question like, how many states are there in the United States, right? And we all know the answer. We all know the answer. We all know the fucking answer to that question. 51. And apparently, people will say the dumbest answers. Or better yet, it's like, here's a question that I saw somebody ask today. What country is Hawaii in? And the guy was saying it's its own country. And and it's like no, and he's like, oh, it's a South America. It's like, what? What the fuck? And then there was like another one. The guy asked, who were the combatants in the Civil War? And the guy was like, oh, which Civil War? And then he started talking about the American invasion of Iraq. We are living in a time where adults who can vote, who could decide on the fate of the country, don't even know basic mathematics and basic geography and basic history. And these people can fucking vote. It really is infuriating. It really is. just goes to show the fucking public school system really didn't do a good job at, like, anything. Okay. Thank you guys for watching the stream tonight, though I'm not going to log off just yet. I still have to... I'm going to make another link to... let's see. Whatever. I'm still going to send a link to the server that I'm a mod of. So, come join. You're gonna have to wait 10 minutes before you type in the green card section. So, if you want, so when your 10 minutes is done, just type in the chat. I'll notice, and you're gonna get heckin' validated. Alrighty. Hope to see you guys on there soon. Just kind of doing a bit of a membership drive, cause kind of want more people on here. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching. You guys have a good night, or it could be good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. So catch you guys later.